under average sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Below average roamer. He's been... Oh man, it's crazy to say this because again, Cars, we love Cars here on the desk, but
We do.
I think he might just be, right now, statistically, the worst roamer, right? Obviously, Hanafi has that, but it's the same team, so we
Yeah.
can't really compare both of them. Cars is really good on Kalea, and that's the only pick I see him do well on the chip. On the other picks, again, that require coordination, everyone on the team looks like the worst. Maybe except for Shiva, because Shiva is actually doing well, and he's playing his role.
Yeah.
I don't know what the idea was in the 3-week break that they had, but for some reason, the solution to a big problem they had in the first 3 weeks was to move Cars from XP to Roam. That ain't a solution. That is another question. That is another problem that they're gonna have to solve.
And the math doesn't check out. It's not negative times negative becomes positive
It's not
like
multiplication.
that. Exactly. You can't just do that and expect the problems to go away. Now it just seems like there's more problems, and now the things that made them at least somewhat stable are no longer in the picture.
Here,
So you get really confused because they're still switching out members too.
what was the problem for Na'Vi first 3 weeks?
Jungle.
Okay,
Jungle.
So what's the solution?
exactly. There's a solution to move the XP and
to the wrong position.
It's like your engine's broken, and you get new tires.
I feel like they're on their wits' end because they had two junglers, Ether, Washipol. They tried interchanging.
I
both
don't even
the
know who's better.
That's true because they're both like on par.
And
in
they,
terms of their
none of
level.
them have been given time to develop
That's
because they
true.
constantly swap.
Yeah, and what you do next is, you know, changing. Undoubtedly, one of your best players to roam. I mean, back then they had two standout players. They had Sive, they had Cars. Two win cons that they could really funnel into. But now it's only one.
Now it's
Only
one.
Sive. Ex-Bigatron, by the way.
And it's rough because again we've seen Sive have some pretty good like stats so far.
Yeah.
And that's with a team that's not really doing so well. So there's definitely potential there. So if anything, they might try and draft for him. I think that's something they can try and do.
I mean, they have to bank on something great for Bigatron Esports. Luke, Annabelle Moreno, and Light. Light is going to play in place of Finn.
Tahyo!
Tahyo!
Jahyo making an appearance here. Unfortunately, our own Jahyo isn't on duty today. But this is going to be Bigatron coming in. Technically in full force still with Light. This is a combination that has performed well before, and against Na'Vi, it shouldn't be any different.
It's again a problem that... Oh, Moreno with a smoochy face. All right. The Red Robots coming in with Flair, with Tahyo Light in the lineup. Bigatron Esports.
I like that swagger that Moreno has. And of course, the players of Bigatron still 5 hair, all red for their hairs.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because it was fading out and we were making jokes like, hey, their performance is dipping as well. They got a retouch, and they did.
And now for Na'Vi, winless.
Okay.
But still looking to get their first ever victory. Bikushai, Washipol, X-Magic, Cars, and Shive. How will they fare against Bigatron Esports today?
2 XBTRs deployed up against BTR. Shive, Washipol.
Oh my god.
Is it going to be enough? Na'Vi Nation, let me hear you in the chat. Let me hear you in the crowd. Give it up for Na'Vi.
Smooth coordination right there, spreading onto the stage.
Just like glue.
Just like who?
Glue.
Just
like
like
spread.
Just like glue. Let's see if they can kind of manage that kind of consistency up against Bigatron. It's gonna be a tall order for sure. This is a team that was number 2 in the standings, but they have a shot to try and make something of a statement at least, to tell the people that there is hope.
Whoa!
There is something to be relied on for the next
Oh my god.
stage. Whoa, hang on a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, E2 Max will not be deployed today.
Theonile.
It'll be Coach Theonile with Tazi.
And of course, Aldo and Ryan for Na'Vi. And back to their name, Na'Vi, Natus Vincere, born to win. But so far still winless. I feel like that's a burden that they have to carry up to this stage. Not the best first year.
Did you just say Natas Vincer, realize?
Natas Vincer.
I haven't heard that in a while. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I heard we're supposed to. And you know what? You know how when you're in trouble, your parents use your full name?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So is that a sign? Realize they are in. Well, the problem's gone already. Like, I mean, unfortunately, even if they win here, if they win all the remaining games, they're out of playoff contention. This is just more of a let's go, let loose. And is Cars going to be let loose? Will Cars play a car in this game? Because Johnson.
Please.
Hey,
Johnson.
Come on, we
Johnson.
talked about this.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to lose.
Exactly.
Just go with the
Go with the flow.
go with the flow.
Okay.
Funky picks.
Cars, we believe in you.
Come on, Cars.
Go with the car.
His #1
Ka-ching.
roamer unique hero here at 12. We'll see if he brings in something crazy. If it's not the car, I wonder what else really fits his reputation. His
motorbike.
nickname.
If it's not the car, I hope he goes back to XP. I'm not even joking. Like, he's really good in XP, dude.
Yeah.
I think he goes something like a Benedetta or something, you know, going back to the aggressive style, brings in a Paquito. I mean, we haven't seen it, it's not meta, but if he performs well on it, that's kind of crazy.
Arashi, relax.
Yeah.
We saw Onyx do that. Kyrie, utility jungle,
Yep.
Benedetta in XP. Can't Cars do that? Like, what you call Aether, play Fredrin,
Yeah.
stay in the jungle, let me do the hard lifting, right? Let me and Mr. Shiba, President Man, do the hard lifting. But now, because he's Rome, he can't.
He can't.
Maybe he'll pick up a carry roam. He'll
Dude.
pick up the
Masha.
the Saber.
Saber?
Yo, actually,
No.
it's pretty bad, but I like it.
Damage, bro. It's all about the damage.
Damage. Chahyo, though.
Chahyo?
In your
Chahyo?
picture.
Look at
His name is Light for a reason. He engages so fast. The speed of light. That his friends are there to back him up, so.
I mean, have we explained to the audience why his nickname is Chahyo?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
light in Bahasa Indonesia is cahaya.
Chahaya.
But because I guess he hasn't been performing that well, people have been calling him Chahyo.
Chahyo.
An Indonesian name, not Cahaya as in light.
Chahyo is like a
Chahyo is an Indonesian name.
An Indonesian
it's
name,
literally
yeah.
Shepard's name.
Cheffin's name.
Chef's real name is
Chahyo.
Chahyo.
We're
And so
doxing
is
him.
light.
All right. 1% difference here, or 1.01% difference in the first and second pick, Mirko. What do you think about this?
Hey,
Is
they're
that
very
1.01% gotta be critical in ensuring a dominant performance here for Bigatron?
Hey, at this point, you go with the flow, Rashi.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. There ain't you. Oh, just go with the flow, man.
At this point, whenever the response begins with A,
Hey,
you know it's about to be an A time.
Look at now, V. 20% on their first pick, second pick. 15.79%. Under 50%, by the way.
Yikes.
Are they the only team to have, like, both under 50% win rates in both sides?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think Dewa might be pretty close. to him.
Dewa, yeah. Forgot about them.
I don't remember it, you know, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I assume that's the case. But I wonder again, if you are the architect, if you are D.O. himself, Doe, Big Doe, D.O., what's the idea here? He's known for crazy things. He hasn't been that crazy. Is it time to let loose?
well,
Hey,
hey,
Please, let loose.
fundamentals, man. Fundamentals. I'll start with fundamentals.
Fundamentals.
I don't know what that means, but you know what it. Yeah.
Alright, Drafting Phase. Presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. And wherein we see Kakashi right there taken out. And Chip also banned. So no Haya, no Chip. But here it says Tazi as the main coach. So is Tazi's gonna be the one to draft?
I guess so.
that's an interesting situation there. Have we seen Tazi being the main drafter before?
MDL, BTR female lady.
For
Well,
MPL?
this season. This season, no.
Right.
Okay. Oh, this season MDL.
No, but not for
not
MPL.
MPL, no.
Because I haven't seen it before, so I'm interested to see the thought process, the options that she will explore here. Meanwhile, after the Hayabusa and the Lo Yi, Do himself has taken out the Chip and the Harriet. So far, pretty standard.
Yeah, two strong picks for Bigatron, obviously. Chip in the hands of Light. You know what he likes to do with the Chip and the Harriet as well. A staple pick for Aman. Meanwhile, for Bigatron, the Haya taken out, the Lo Yi as well just tries to decline, any possible global impacts that the low E does have.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I think their time here, both teams, and thinking of the right option right now. So far, for Bigatron, I'm not sure what they even want to respect from Na'Vi. They still go for the Fanny. I think Washer Paul might still pop up on it potentially, but we'll have to see.
But is Washi Paul that feared though with his Fanny?
I don't personally think so. I see the expression, Mirko.
Hey,
What should I say, Mirko?
just go with the flow,
Go with the
man.
flow.
Don't think about it too much.
Alright.
Gotta go with the flow, bro.
Go with the flow. Serves up, brothers.
Hey. But by the way, off the record, look at the Na'Vi Nation. They're still here cheering for the team.
Wow.
What do you mean off the record? Like, we're on broadcast, bro.
I mean, like, they can't really see the Na'Vi Nation, so...
This guy's trying to get out of the broadcast.
Well, let's see. Final ban. Granger ban down. The Joy left open. Can be, should be first pick, right? Or is it going to be Juice In?
Yeah, choosing is an obvious pick. It's basically wide open, so Bigatron can pick it up, but the Eve as well is there. If Bigatron does pick up the choosing. Hey!
Na'Vi Nation!
Hey! Where's the Bigatron? Where's the Bigat Troopers?
Mirko,
come on, man.
Hey.
Do better.
Na'Vi are the best team in the world.
They are.
Of course they're going to get this.
Wait,
They
that's
are.
ridiculous. The Bigat Troopers
Wait,
are
no.
They're one of the more well-known like fan bases.
Are they calling out the foreign Na'Vi nations? You know?
Oh, is this just for the English stream? Is that it?
I am not sure. I don't know.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
The Bigat Troopers outnumbered by the Na'Vi Nation.
You were
weren't
in the building,
expecting
by the
to
way.
see it.
In the building, too.
But come on, Arashi, what's a trooper against a nation, right?
Exactly.
I mean, how can you maintain that nation without troopers?
Hey, an overview, but back to the draft. The Kalea taken, and they have the Joy and the Kimi picked up both for Washi Paul and for Shive, but again, this Kimi could still be flexed.
Right, now with the Kimi, I do wonder, what picks would you say would be good to counter the Kimi? This is quite the fresh new pick. We've seen it rise in popularity. It's also great because it can be flexed to the mid lane or the gold lane. And so far, we haven't really seen a hard counter.
Thinking of something like a gap close really fast against the Kimi?
Like an assassin, basically?
Yeah.
Makes sense. But Professor KB, if I recall correctly here, I'm gonna quote, but if I recall correctly, he mentioned, Kimi, it's Lolita time.
Lolita.
Just bounce everything back.
Oh my god. They're going to go Fredrin and Farsa. I don't think I would think about that when going up against the Kimi, but hey, this is BTR's way.
Their ninja way. As the Kacha comes in.
Okay. I mean, you have disruption when the airstrike does come in from Farsa. You have the AOG to escape and to engage. So at least the safety net is there for Na'Vi.
Dude, I want to see more projectiles coming out of Na'Vi so that Bigatron can go Lolita and show us if there's any truth, any potential to that as a solution.
But what heroes does have projectiles aside from the Kimi? I mean, we can talk about the Moskov, but defeats the purpose of the Kimi.
Maybe if they have something like a Valir in the mid lane. If they go for the Valir to try and counter the Fredrin in the mid lane, you know what I'm saying? Have that cleanse effect to dodge away from the Tsunami Slam. Then the Lolita can come in and it's just, you know, it's just Reflection Nation.
Reflection Nation.
Wow, they're
CC.
really going for tanky boys, realize.
Yeah.
They're banning out CC. They've already picked up Fredrin. Are they going to go, what, Hylos next? Wanwan gets taken out. There you go. Another big pick for Iman taken away. 3 MM bans.
Coning down the options for Iman, obviously, so the guy who you really want to target when it comes to the bans. But now last ban for Bigatron. What could possibly be a ban here?
For Bigatron. Again, it's something. It has to be something that deals max HP damage. It seems to be the thing that Bigatron are trying to avoid here. They seem to want to out-sustain. Yeah, the Export could be a good option. It's always great against the Fredrin, right? Because you can kite back, not allow the Fredrin to actually heal up. Could be an option.
Export ban? No.
Phobius.
They go for the Phobius. It's an Na'Vi. They have 2. practically 3 magic damage, so I don't think this Kimi will go gold, or rather mid. Or maybe it will go mid and then pick up a physical gold.
Can be an option.
Whoa,
Terizla.
Welcome back!
Wow. Terizla coming in.
The poster boy,
Hey,
who has
Becky
been long
Shy.
gone.
This is interesting. So, what do BTR go for now? I guess a Terizla for Luke.
X-Borg?
Yeah, 'cause I thought about
Just
X-Borg
X-Borg
too.
in the lane. We haven't seen it so far.
Against Terizla and Gacha, right? You get double value
yeah.
technically, and then you can go for a very safe gold laner. But
How safe?
like I'm thinking something like a Beatrix then, if you want to go for, but because you get the combo with the Kalea too, technically, right?
Right.
That's the Beatrix, but it's gonna be the Arlen.
Arlen.
Okay, for Luke. It's a season. What season is this? Arlen Terizla. It's season 12.
Season 12, season 13 even.
I mean, earlier we saw Valentina Faramis as well.
Yeah.
It's a day of throwback so far.
I love it.
Throwback.
Right. Final
Sunday.
pick though. Final pick for Na'Vi.
Eve.
Is it a gold laner or is it a mid laner?
I think it'll be a gold laner.
It should be. I think that's the better, more reliable option.
They like physical damage at Moscow,
Hey.
obviously. You have the SOD to join the fight. Split push galore as well. I don't really see someone from Megatron who can really respond to the split push from the Moscow, so at least that's a big dub for Na'Vi.
Yes. But man, the early is gonna be brutal here. Na'Vi can control the lanes, right? Can clear the lanes fast. But when it comes to the ganking and the skirmishing, oh boy, Bigatron are quite lethal in the earlier stages of the game. Na'Vi, if they want to go with this plan, if they really want to rely on the late game split push, use Shive like we're talking about, they gotta play safe, at least in the beginning.
That's true. Now, of course, Na'Vi still eyeing for their win. The second match of the day for Bigatron. It's about securing top 3. For Na'Vi, it's about going out with dignity. It is Na'Vi against Bigatron Esports.
Let's see if they can do it. Na'Vi get their first win in MPL Indonesia. Still 0-12. Few more matches to go. BTR also desperately need the win to stay out of the red zone.
Don't want to be in the red zone. Now, of course, how does the early game look like from your perspective, Hirashi?
I think Bigatron, again, Na'Vi have ways to really try and clear when they really need to. But at the same time, for Bigatron, they have a lot more fighting tools. They have the Farsa in the early game with the Wings by Wings. They have Eman that can clear fast. And Luke in the lane as an Arlet, especially at level 2, level 3. You're going to see him ramp up that aggression. So that will be just about where the turtle is about to spawn. That's where the EXP lanes usually try and make a move. We haven't seen Becky Shy on a lot of these like big setters as a hero. We see him really pop up on the Hilda so far. Looking at the emblems, it's full tankiness for cars on the Gatot, so he is once again one of the main engage tools. But now with Becky Shy in the picture, then maybe they can catch Bigatron off guard. But Moreno is running that weapon mastery, so look forward to that massive amount of damage.
Yep. Yesterday we saw Sans also bringing up the Kimi in the mid lane. And it's all about just winning out the farm and the harass in mid, as well as just getting the pokes coming in towards Bigatron. So at least X-Magic has something that he has to do. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Beatrix against the Moskov. Obviously, Beatrix shreds early game. When it comes to the late game, I think Moskov does have so much tools at his disposal. BQ Shy. 3 players there for him.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-in pickoff up top. Oh, BQ Shy able to flicker out to safety. But this is going to be BTR with a lot more prio for Turtle 1.
Especially with the Fredgen in the picture, Cars trying to find information, trying to enable his team to try and at least get in the zone. But the Light is actually clearing the mid lane, looking for level 4. Won't be able to get it just about yet. Moreno, though, will be quite soon. Luke makes the first move. Zones Na'Vi away immediately.
Good zone. Annabelle easily gets the turtle for Bigatron, so at least that's the first win con, or rather the first criteria for Bigatron to be able to win.
Luke is going to be taken down, able to flicker out to safety, and no more chase, so Luke just burns a flicker. Annabelle, though, wants to go for more. He's going to reset. on the Vengeances, but it's only on 2 cars. They have another one. Luke wants to go in. Oh, he might just be baited in.
Oh!
And Luke will fall. First blood to Becky Shy.
Ah, good bait and switch from Na'Vi. They pulled and reeled Luke in to those 3 members waiting. And of course, talent predictions. With the new application GoPay, 3 casters basically with their hands praying. Explain.
You know what that is? That's respect.
Respect.
That's respect.
I go for 2-0 Na'Vi though, so that's a possibility.
Uh-oh, Tsunami Slime coming down with Bless Rage. Oh, they're gonna go all in onto cars with the Feather Airstrike too. Hey, respect.
Respect.
Hey, I mean, a lot of things to unpack there. Luke and Aggression, name a more iconic duo. And afterwards, man, Na'Vi, I mean, is that the approach? Bait Bigatron to overextending and then punish? They do have a great amount of counter-engage, technically, with the penalty zone and the Avatar of the Guardian. Definitely a valid angle, but look at the movement here. Annabelle looking for the purple, trying to steal it away.
Let's see if Woshapal actually wants to go for it. Cars looking for the... It's gonna be the reset. Woshapal will take it.
At least they're able to push back the Fredrin. But take a look at how confident Annabelle has gotten. Because the fact that, you know, he's a Fredrin, number 1, number 2. He's up level 6, but Woshapal does have the level advantage so far. Level 7 on his eyes, so at least a 1 level discrepancy. Look at the glowing one being picked up by X-Magic, because they know the number of tanks that Bigatron has is going to be very, very vexatious to deal with. That anti-regen is there, but now the turtle in the hands of Na'Vi. Bigatron, they are inclined to fight.
Yep. BTR first on it, actually. Now, oh, final slash able to bring Beaky Shy back. That's going to be the penalty zone, locking him down. But it's going to be so much damage with the AoE. Annabelle wins out the Rectory battle. Oh, man. Appraiser's Wrath, X-Magic. Purify out, Luke with the flicker. Oh, unable to get the reset. Miss Mechanic. BTR winning the fight, but Shiva is farming up. Light. Boom, smack. That's it.
That's it for now. But Bigatron, that was a great fight. They got engaged. They have Na'Vi kind of committing to a fight, and they just wreck them using the Feathered Airstrike and the Bandit's Rage, Nibiru's Passion combo. 1,000 gold ahead now. It's gonna be the Malefic Gun rush for Eman. So already a lot of penetration on those massive bombs from the Bandit, and also a lot of ways for him to actually hide back further away. So we talk about how the Kimi usually has so much value because you outrange your opponent. With the Beatrix in the picture with a Malefic Gun, not so much. Look at Luke though.
Looking for a play. Light gonna go into the back, no Purify. Bandit's Rage from Iman in the back. It's gonna be VQ Shy with the penalty zone, but Iman is able to escape. Moreno takes the kill on Becky. Cars AOG in time to get him out. Shivet just going to shove in the way, but it will have to recall. BTR. Woshapal walk. Oh no! That's why the Fredrin is a good pick. Oh, Luke trying to go for the final slash there.
Good target selection there from Light. Shut down X-Magic without a Purify, so the Kimi is going basically no damage for them. And then comes in the Fredrin to just stop the Joy in her tracks. And it's gone from bad to worse for Na'Vi. It feels like they're clueless, and their composition is just not exerting enough damage.
They have a lot of engaged tools, but they're not allowing space for the main damage dealers to actually perform here. Oh, Becky Shy.
Oh my goodness, Tsunami Slam 2 into the Bandit's Rage. Annabelle going to be caught, still will be able to march it forward. Light in the midst of it all, trying to sustain there. Razor's Wrath doesn't land, but Iman gets a mega kill. Shiva on the Golden Sap, Turtle number 3, spawning in the bottom side of the map.
Would you say, if the late game does come in for Na'Vi, they have a chance against Bigatron?
In theory, they do. I feel like if it does go late, right, Bigatron are still going to be the ones making the move. Na'Vi are going to be forced to react, and that's the problem here. Reacting is a lot harder than actually being proactive and, you know, taking control, taking command, and exerting your own game plan on your opponents. So I feel like they have the macro pressure to try and make something happen with the Moskov, but they're also waiting for the moment that Luke or Annabelle jumps on them, and they won't be able to respond that easily.
Look at Annabelle. She's having a party in the jungle of Woshapal.
It's free, dude.
It is free. Real estate. And now, of course, Na'Vi. They're grouping up as 5, but again, the team fight. They always get baited into these skirmishes in which Bigatron will win, basically, because of how much damage!
Bandit's Rage, but there was a Purify for X-Magic. He's able to escape. Iman now on Renner.
Boom.
Macarino, he's gonna wait. He's gonna take his dear time.
He's holding it.
Shoots cars. Oh my, they're playing ping pong with him. He got knocked up like a billion times, dude.
I mean, we were laughing at how long M1 was holding that runner's apathy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of zoned the whole team from Na'Vi. So, hey, who's laughing now? Hey.
Hey.
They're scared of a laser.
Yeah, man, if you're walking at night and you see an infrared laser on your chest, you're getting scared. You're running away. You have no idea what's behind it.
That's true.
It probably is a random kid, you know, just like pointing a laser.
Yes,
I don't think it's gonna be a sniper in real life.
Most likely, right?
Most likely.
Are you willing to take that chance, though? I ain't.
In the land of dawn, no.
Not in the land of dawn.
It's called
There ain't so many lasers in the land of dawn.
passive-aggressive zoning by Eman. And yeah, so far,
To quote Eterna, teori ancaman.
Yeah, that
Teori
means,
ancaman.
threat theory.
Threat theory,
It's a
yeah.
zoning ult.
Yeah, basically it's a zoning ability, whatever you want to call it. And of course, for now, Na'Vi are down in the dumps. 15 seconds for the Lord. Meanwhile, for Bigatron, all they want to do is just push the lanes, shove it in, and have prio for every lane in which they can transition into the Lord. But for Na'Vi, what now?
Well, now they gotta clear the top lane. It's pushing straight towards the turret, and they gotta contend with this composition from Bigatron with a decent amount of poke and a lot of burst damage. So,
Whoa! Moreno and not even a... Whoa! Was that not even a snipe from the Renner? It was just feather and airstrike?
Nah.
Tsunami Slam, but it's Rage, good night. Oh my, dude.
Hey, that's what happens, man. You can't walk up like that. Even with the Terizla, with the damage reduction, that used to be such a massive factor. The Terizla can stay alive for so long, take less damage, heal with his own built-in abilities. It's not allowed, man. Bigatron are just snowballing so hard, out of control. And Man already has a BOD, by the way, and Moreno has the Lightning Truncheon. So these burst tools are just gonna get more and more painful. And if you look at the inventory slot of the front lines of Na'Vi, the Terizla has a Dreadnought armor. So when Moreno finds him, that's good night immediately. Cars has steel leg plates and a silence robe.
Oh, man.
Anyone is gonna burst him down.
The body of Smith is just disrespected. And now the Lord knocks in the base of Na'Vi.
Schmack into the base. Light walks up as well. Annabelle just holding it front. Oh, man. X-Magic is tickling the Lord right now.
Interesting.
Tickly do.
Well, that's the Lord going down. Oh!
Coming in, but it's Rage as well. Oh, the burst is too much. But then Annabelle didn't even get their freeze wrap down there. Oh, Lou with the final slash, finding two. A shot from Evan. Flickers out the... Oh, what's that? Cars, oh my. That was Annabelle's damage with the Appraiser's wrap. Feather airstrike. Washer Paul dashing away from it. Eman with a triple. Only the two XPTR members surviving. Washer Paul walking up, Annabelle with a taunt, and Mon just on the base already. Washer Paul, X5 beats. They're looking for a penalty zone. Coming down to Eman, trying to run, will be able to actually. Whoa. And it's Shive with the defense. Oh, was sniped down. And now we have a lot. Flicker, Moreno, boom, bang, bada bing.
What is this fiesta?
It's a fiesta that Bigatron can afford to take, man. Moreno with the bangs, dude. That's 3 big bangs right there.
But that Annabelle damage.
Bang.
That was Oblivion. I mean, Cars didn't know he was gone as well.
he jumped into the Appraiser's wrap.
Single whack.
He got wrecked.
That was good timing though. Like, it was timed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was-
in favor of Annabelle.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's good timing for Annabelle, not for Cars, bro.
No, it's more like Annabelle was casting it, and the car just
Cars
happened
just
to
came
land in front of him. That's an interesting interaction, though, because Annabelle did get knocked up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, dude. The
Yeah.
Appraiser's wrath just smashed Cars right down the
Still
middle.
goes through.
Oh, boy.
I didn't expect that damage though. Like, yes, he's level, he's ahead. But I thought Cars could take it.
But like, he's even under Washy Paul in terms of level, so, you know.
I told you, he doesn't have a lot of items built in for survival.
I think Fredrin's just Fredrin.
Oh.
But Bigatron, they have good setups, they have good set plays, in which you saw. The Tsunami Slam came in, and then there goes the Bennett's Rage. So obviously that's a single damage burst down confirmed, then lockdown for Bigatron. Another Lord. I don't know what Na'Vi is going to do. Desperation play? They're on their wit's end.
Well, it doesn't matter. They don't get there in time, regardless of what the plan was. There's gotta be a Hail Mary play here to try and get something somehow against Bigatron before they just end the game with the Lord, right? So look to Navi, look to Becky Shy and Cars, because this is the moment where they have to do something. If they don't, they lose anyways, right? So Bigatron should be very aware of that. See if Navi can catch them off guard for once. Shive got 2 kills. He's actually 4-0, all things considered. He's actually only below Eman when it comes to gold by 2K though. He has the Trinity, the Malefic Gun, and the Wind of Nature. Already basically at full items with boots still. Can he actually output that damage and carry?
Oh, watch your Paul dive into the back. Oh, Tsunami Slam gone down. Eman is legendary. Luke has the flicker. Is going to be looking for it. Finds X-Magic. Purify out of there. Penalty zone into the back line. Eman will be able to go for the shots again. It's going to be the air spray. Oh, another big bonk from Annabelle. The base is wide open. Shive still right there. 13 minutes. PTR 1-0.
One of the quickest games that we have in MPL ID Season 15. Bigatron again, cementing their dominance. Navi still yet able to close the game. 1-0 for Bigatron Esports.
Wow. Quick and simple 1-0 right there immediately. Man, dude, Bigatron are just outclassing them in the execution, even in the drafts. They just really seemed like Navi couldn't really do anything. The main weapon they secured, the Kimi, couldn't even get any prio in the mid lane.
Yeah.
So there was no real point. X-Magic was a mid lane clear machine until the laning phase was over. That is not how you wanted the Kimi to go.
It was a 9-minute Sky Piercer, by the way, so all the progress halted and no progress given for Navi at this stage. I mean, everyone was just bonking damage left and right. Annabelle with the Appraiser strat, and Eman is just doing Eman's thing, so
Yeah.
Navi, I don't know.
Dude.
Not the Ronaldo celebration? Yeah.
So that is apparently the pose that they do whenever BTR win. But
like
whenever
the-
they lose, it's this, I think. Or
what?
Yeah, they have.
But it feels like
Interesting.
it's the Ronaldo celebration, you know?
Yeah, he's a Ronaldo fan. He yells
Oh, he
"Sue"
is.
a lot. Yeah.
This.
But,
I like
oh
this.
man.
But the only thing Navi's doing is like
Oh man.
their chest beating.
Let's look at the bright side. At least DJY's got some competition now.
I see.
Wow! Has he played a single match?
No, he is the demon in the back rows right now.
Zetsuna! Basically
The
Zetsuna.
god on the bench.
The bench god.
If we have the god in the jungle and a god in the gold lane, we have the
Uh-huh.
god on the bench.
Shout out DJY. Might try
one.
playing for Navi. Who knows? You got a shot.
Maybe.
But yeah, look at
They
this.
need a jungler.
They do. And he's good at Fanny as well, right? DJY?
Yo, you're right.
See?
He's good at Fanny. He's good at Ling, allegedly, I think.
Is it disrespectful to compare a pro player to DJY? Because he's a pro player too, technically now.
Yeah.
DJY is
He's a different kind of pro
goat.
player.
And he plays Fanny.
That's true.
How
Had a custom
good is
game
Fanny,
against
though?
him once.
How good is his Fanny?
Very good.
Which player in the scene do you compare him to?
I'd compare him to Kyrie.
Fabian.
Fabian.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
He's as good, dude.
He is that
Hey,
good.
Is Fabian undefeated in MPL Malaysia? Actually, he is. So, yeah, never mind. Like, because he hasn't played there.
Yeah.
But so hasn't DJY is also undefeated. So, same
Exactly.
stats.
Aye, aye, aye. For Navi, it's about just coming back from their mistakes, because if we take a look at this replay, or the crucial moments, you can see how much damage Bigatron had from the get-go.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, if I was in Navi's shoes, I wouldn't go for a front to back in a situation like this. You can see that every single time they dive in, the damage, dude, the spray down, this man just completely gunned them down.
Yep. MVP player of the game, presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. And man,
Bargain Hunter, man. And you know why he went Bargain Hunter. He got full items in 13.
Was looking for a bargain. Definitely found it. Man, again, all the way in the early game, Luke got over-aggressive. But aside from that, it was just full control from Bigatron. They have the better engage tools to pick off. They have the better deterrent tools to stop the other members from following up. And they have a good combination of burst damage and AoE from both the Parsa and the Beatrix. Not to mention different kinds of damage, physical and magical. So any kind of frontline presence that you were expecting from Na'Vi just wasn't available at all. And when the droid comes in, you have to remember the droid is no longer immune to crowd control. You get immediately deleted here. I feel like the only real way for Na'Vi to find anything is to dive towards that backline. Use the flickers, use everything, right? Get to the backline, let Washer Paul decimate the backline, and that's the only way they can win. If they can take Eman out, if they can stop Moreno.
Oh, it was a Renner. Okay.
But, man, what is that damage, dude?
So much layers.
Here, the bonk. Wait.
Is it?
Okay, he gets a shot down.
Look at this.
Wow. Half HP!
See, that's why I was like, whoa, that's actually a lot of damage.
I'm surprised it works like that. It doesn't get cancelled.
No, the ult can't get cancelled.
The Appraiser's
Appraiser's
Wrath.
Yep.
The Appraiser's Wrath just comes through.
Oh, once again, Washer Paul. Ooh. Oh, like Washer gone.
Oh man, they don't do that to my boy right there.
I was about to say something, but I'll keep it for later.
It just got deleted, bro.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
Shibe.
Yeah. I mean, dude, again, the backliners were alive from Na'Vi, but at that point, like, what's the point? What were they supposed to do when the rest of the team has already been decimated?
Dude, 5-0-1.
That's your boy. Hey.
I mean, Shive was doing his best. And the Moskov can't even split push at that point because Bigatron were everywhere around the map and they had so much pressure, so much control. And Avi, they can't even escape the trenches. They had to stay in the base, they had to just receive the smacking that Bigatron gave them, so. Nice try.
See, I was talking about how Na'Vi, they might want to use the wave control and then later on, use it to stall out the game and then use the Moskov to split push. But I did mention that Bigatron, if you don't have the right precautions, the right kind of screening to deal with his team, you can see that Annabelle, Luke, Light, they were just making plays left and right, no concern whatsoever. They don't even need Eman and Moreno immediately available in the area. They can just go in and then wait for Moreno and Eman to participate from downtown.
Yep. So, Mr. Arashi, what's the solution?
Ooh.
Do they get another XP laner from MDL and then they move Becky Shy to roam?
What?
Is this?
If it didn't work once, who's to say it won't work twice?
I don't know about that. I feel like
they have to
First time was so nice, I had to do it twice. They can pull an AJ here.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure if they want to repeat this kind of performance twice, though. The main question here. There's still one game to go, but it's already looking so bleak for Na'Vi, dude.
Usually it's the 1-0 power spike for Na'Vi, right?
Is it?
1-0 power spike?
Yeah, 1-0 power spike. They get good in the second game and then that's it.
Oh man.
Is that a thing?
I think it is, isn't it?
I'm not sure myself, but what would you say, realize? Help him realize something.
Put cars back.
In?
XP.
Gold. XP.
Gold?
He was a gold
Gold
laner
lane.
before.
Yeah, that's true, but
Put
like...
him back in the goat lane.
No, but like, Chive is already as good.
I agree.
So, yeah.
Gold. XP, yeah.
I miss
Hanafi.
his
Come on.
Paquitos.
My goat Hanafi.
Hanafi, you have to come back. Don't let Navi sink down deep. How many games left do they have? Total of 3?
Hanafi?
No, I mean like Navi.
He still have to go up
7?
against... Oh, dude,
8,
you know what their last match is? You know what the last match of the season is?
What?
RRQ versus Na'Vi.
Oh my god.
I checked it last night. That's the final match of the season. It'll be the battle of heaven and hell.
And imagine if they're able to win.
Told y'all.
Told you.
Never doubt.
And when they win, they'll still keep cars in Rome.
They still what?
Still keep cars in Rome.
See, it works.
It works. Trust the process.
I told you.
Well, we're gonna have an interview with Alyssa up on stage. So of course, while we wait, Alyssa, take it away.
Ada apa sih emangnya caster di sini? Ada apa sih di sini?
Ada apa aja?
Ada apa aja? Oke, kembali lagi bersama Alisa dan juga
Zaki.
ada Zaki. Zaki ini Bikin Troopers ya?
Iya, ada.
Boleh dong dipanggil teman-temannya Bikin Troopers, mana suaranya gitu?
Bikin Troopers, mana suaranya? Sepi banget.
Parah banget ya, padahal
Lagi pada beli minum.
oh, lagi pada beli minum, lagi merayakan ya kemenangan pertamanya hari ini. Zaki, aku hari ini mau ajak kamu main games karena kita MPL Indonesia lagi crossover dengan Naruto nih. Dengar Zaki katanya super fansnya Naruto juga.
Waduh, suka sama Naruto.
Suka sama Naruto. Oke, jadi kita bakal bermain blind ranking. Nanti Zaki tugasnya gampang banget. Nanti aku bakal kasih satu-satu skin dari Naruto dan Zaki harus nempel sesuai dengan rank kesukaannya Zaki.
Oke.
Oke, super easy ya. Nanti harus dijelasin juga kenapa kamu tempel di situ, oke? Oke, kita langsung saja ambil skin yang pertama nih. Zaki, ini yang pertama ada siapa?
Wah, ini ada Gara.
Ada Gara. Gara kamu mau taruh di nomor berapa nih Zaki?
Gara nomor 4 aja.
Nomor 4. Kenapa di nomor 4 nih?
Dulu sempat jadi musuhnya Naruto walaupun sekarang jadi teman.
Oh, walaupun TTM teman tapi musuh dulu baru jadi mesra gitu ya. Oke, boleh. Kita langsung saja yang selanjutnya. Siapa dia?
Wah, ini Sasuke.
Ada
nomor
Sasuke.
2, nomor 2.
Nomor 2. Kenapa nih? Ini cukup tinggi nih.
Dulu ini adalah rivalnya Naruto yang paling susah.
Yang paling susah.
Iya.
Tapi
dan sekarang jadi teman juga.
sekarang jadi teman. Kalau nggak jadi teman kamu taruh nomor 5 ya kayaknya ya.
Harusnya kalau jadi musuh ya nomor 5.
Oke, kita lihat ya di yang ketiga nih siapa skinnya nih. Siapa?
Oh, ini Sakura nih.
Sakura.
Mantan yang diincer Naruto dulu.
Ini doinya Naruto ya?
Dulu, walaupun
Dulu.
sekarang sama Hinata kan.
Iya betul. Jadi udah
Terakhir
dari
aja,
mana?
terakhir.
Terakhir. Kenapa? Karena dia udah nggak sama Naruto ya?
Iya, nanti diomelin Hinata.
Oh, nanti dia balik Hinata.
Ya, betul.
Oke, baiklah kita langsung ke skin yang keempat. Ada siapa?
Nah,
Ada
ini
siapa?
harus nomor 1.
Naruto ya?
Satu ini gampang, gak usah dipikir-pikir lagi.
Ini super fan Naruto ini kamu mau taruh di hero-nya siapa nih?
Lukas sudah bagus kok.
Lukas sudah bagus?
Sudah bagus.
Selain Lukas ada lagi gak?
Apalagi ya yang mirip-mirip Naruto ya? Mungkin Fredrin.
Fredrin?
Iya.
Oke, good choice. Kita lihat yang terakhir, last but not least. Kita punya,
Wah, gurunya. Udah otomatis 3 dong.
udah otomatis 3.
Ya.
Oke, kenapa
Gurunya
ditaruh di 3 nih?
Kan gurunya Naruto.
Oh, gurunya Naruto, jadi sensei ya.
Iya,
Harusnya
betul.
di 2 gak sih kalau gurunya Naruto?
Gak apa-apa, 3 aja.
3 aja. Sudah puas dengan pilihan-pilihanmu?
Puas.
Oke, kalau dari semua ini selain Naruto, siapa yang menjadi favorit kamu?
Sasuke.
Sasuke. Dan kira-kira Sasuke mau ditaruh di hero siapa?
Sasuke. Siapa yang enak ya? Fanny mungkin?
Fanny?
Iya.
Oke.
Fanny.
Wow, bisa jadi juga. Dan kamu sendiri main Mobile Legends?
Main.
Sudah pakai skin-skin dari Naruto?
Belum.
Belum. Oke, nanti kita tunggu ya.
Oke.
Dibeli dulu ya skin-skin.
Muntun mau endorse boleh?
Boleh, silakan. Langsung aja. Thank you so much Zaki udah nemenin aku main di sini ya.
Iya.
Dan jangan lupa teman-teman semua karena kita punya skin-skin Naruto yang bisa langsung kalian mainkan di Land of Dawn Mobile Legends. Dan kita akan langsung melihat di game kedua ini apakah Bigetron akan tampil prima dan bisa langsung mengalahkan 2-0 dengan Navi. Kita akan lemparkan kembali ke para caster. Silakan caster, take it over.
I beg to differ. I don't think Naruto is number 1.
I agree.
Sasuke has to be number 1.
Sasuke.
Sasuke.
What about you, Rash?
Oh boy.
What's number 1?
I gotta go. Are we rating it's the character or the actual skin?
No, like the
skin.
The skin?
Yeah.
If it's character,
It's
gotta
gotta
be Sasuke, bro.
Yeah.
Has to be
That skin
Sasuke.
is so good,
Okay.
and you see the effects so often. I think you can't compete.
What
with-
about as a character then? Number 1. I'd
Still
still say
Sasuke.
Sasuke. Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially Sasuke.
Kakashi.
Like after the whole
As a
shit that
character,
happened.
I love the guy's character, actually.
go.
No, Kakashi.
Like the whole backstory, he has big shoes to fill. His dad was a legend.
Yeah.
And he had like unsolved like dad issues, parental issues.
Dad issues.
Oh, yes, that is.
And then they met each other in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Deep, very deep.
Yeah.
That was after he was taken down by
Then he had to
Pain.
kill the girl, Rin. Spoilers
Yeah,
if you haven't watched the show.
yeah.
If you haven't watched, what are you doing? Dude, come on.
But have you seen Sasuke on his redemption arc?
Oh yeah, of course.
When he has only one hand and he has the black robe with
the
him.
last, right? In the
Yeah,
last
the
movie?
last.
I like that
Bro, that
movie.
was the
That was a good
most
movie.
OP Sasuke. He stopped
The
a meteor
alone, yeah.
all by himself with
Yup,
a blink of an eye.
And then
Oh,
all these great, amazing people just went irrelevant, and then Boruto comes in.
We don't talk
Make it
about-
make sense.
We don't
We're
talk.
talking
We don't
about
talk. We
Boruto.
don't talk about that. We
Make
don't.
it make sense.
It,
You can stop meteors.
Naruto ended with the Boruto movie. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
I see.
Naruto and Hinata became married. That's all.
Became married.
Yeah, they
That's
got
very
married.
Interesting
Fans
phrasing
got
there.
became 7th Hokage.
Hokage. He was late for his inauguration.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. Typical Naruto.
Yeah. And he had his clone step in. That was Kakashi who stepped in.
You know what's crazy? My friend,
Uh-huh.
based on skin, he would say Sakura is the best.
Sakura?
You know this guy? He says
Oh.
Sakura has the best skin. And I'm like,
He says,
really?
He was saying that like the heals you get when you proc the Kalia passive.
Yeah, it's Lady Katsuyo.
Lady Katsuyo. He's like, that's so cool. I'm like,
Katsuya.
And I'm like, yeah. But does that
Okay.
mean it's number 1? Do you not see the Susanoo and the Ninetales?
But to imagine getting healed by a bunch of snails, that's
Ugh.
I'm not sure if I would, I would refer to that as, oh, it's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Maybe he has a thing for snails, right?
Oh,
Maybe.
whoa.
We listen, we don't judge.
Yep.
Talking about you, Ronnie.
Gonnie. My God, Gonnie.
Ronnie.
Of course. Would picking up a Naruto-based hero and game number 2 be the solution for Navi?
That is,
You're trying to say they have to use the power of friendship?
Yeah.
they
Team
gotta
7?
go talk no jutsu at this point.
I remember in Onyx, I think it was in MLPH, they picked up the Team 7 for that whole draft.
Ah,
Who was it?
TL?
I think it was. I think it was
Yeah,
the LPH.
TLPH.
Yeah. That the
Oh,
whole Team 7
Yeah, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
minus Kakashi.
Nice.
Oh no, I think it's Onyx.
It was Onyx PH, yeah.
Onyx PH. You know.
But speaking of Naruto, of course, we have the official custom collaboration that's officially released. The first collab custom main interface is Naruto Uzumaki makes his exciting debut to battle side by side with you. With so much items you can get for free. You have the stickers, you have the emotes, you have the quick chat, you have the everything. Everything. Basically everything.
Everything.
Check it out. You guys can get the Tsunade one.
Deidara.
Deidara. Ooh.
Hinata.
Madara. The Madara can show itself in game if you use the Naruto map. Oh, the Lord. He's the Lord.
But if there was going to be a Madara skin, who do you think suits the best?
This Madara or like the...
This one.
Dude, I don't like this Madara. I like Madara when he was still... with the-
edgy.
Yeah.
Okay, so who? If that was Madara.
I gotta think about this. I gotta think about it.
While
Yeah.
thinking about that, you should also consider what clan you
Ah.
want to support there. Because this is a fun one, right? There's
Yeah.
quite a multitude of options. And there's a lot of things to consider here. You gotta...
What clan are you part of, guys?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the Namikaze
You
clan.
have to guess what clan I am.
You're... What clan is he?
Oh, the Uzumaki clan.
Uzumaki. Yeah, obviously red hair.
But I like Uchiha's more.
I remember back then.
Yeah, but they're gone though.
So are the Uzumakis, man. I mean, we only got more of a Namikaze kid than
Yeah, that's true.
he's blonde.
He had to bring up the Uzumaki name when he was growing up, but of course you can support your favorite ninja clan by scanning the QR code on the screen and choosing your top ninja clan with win a limited edition of
you cool?
MLP BX Naruto action figure, by the way. You'll also get an exclusive avatar border and other collaboration in-game items such as the battle emote, the voice pack, and more. And by the way, I remember back then when I was still in elementary, I would argue with my friends.
Okay.
Like, my clan is Uchiha.
Dude, yeah,
your
that's
clan-
actually same.
and I would
same,
make
yeah.
a Facebook account with the clan name in the back. So Faiz Uchiha.
Yeah, that's
That was the
Yeah.
thing. That was the thing.
That was the thing. Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I
Give
can
me an
relate.
Itachi skin, and
Itachi skin.
and I'll say goodbye to Sasuke. 'Cause Itachi's my favorite character.
Itachi
Really
Farsa
shocked.
skin? To the
No.
crow?
Barca?
Yeah, because of the crow.
Itachi is. I think they've already spoiled it a bit. Like they leaked it.
Wow.
I think it's Julian.
Okay, Julian. Yeah. Makes sense.
Well, how
And
many
then
more
Minato
skins?
is Gushin.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I
how
thought
many-
of Minato being Joy, by the way.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But it does. It's weird because why would he be dancing?
Yeah, that's
Why
true.
would he be singing songs?
He's just fancy like that.
Maybe the hidden sound village will will put someone in there.
They call it the Hidden Sound Village, but I don't see anything soundy about it.
Yeah, yeah.
There was like one guy with like a sound-based power, and that's it. So Hishimoto, you gotta explain yourself, man. Some of these things look kind of random.
Dude, they have the whole Ino's clan is about communication, and they got a phone now. So it's like
Yeah, I
the
know,
whole
right?
clan.
Dude,
They
had
should
a-
wipe them instead of the Uchihas. I'm just saying.
Dude, they're gonna get wiped out by economics, man. Eventually. But dude, they had this
That's
whole
true.
orb. They had the whole orb, and they're like, "This is important, so it can reach everyone."
Yeah.
And a few chapters later, like walkie-talkies.
All right.
What's up, bro? What's up?
I think enough with the Naruto talk.
Reject modernity. Embrace traditions.
Embrace telepathy.
Alright, time to focus on the game because it is game number 2. Bigatron against Na'Vi. What do you think Na'Vi has to do? Because it feels like even with that draft, they were clueless in their execution part. So I don't know. It feels like Na'Vi have lost their identity.
I feel like they might want to fall back to comfort, if anything, right? Get something they know how to play in depth, that they themselves have used to succeed in their own games, and try and get the best out of Bigatron like that. Hopefully Bigatron will oblige them in those fights as well, but at least they would know the intricacies of the heroes, because early on, like you saw earlier in game number 1, it just seemed like they had no idea what to do when they were winning, what to do when they were losing, how to translate, how to move around the map, who is gonna check the bushes first. I just feel like at this point, when you're this desperate, going with comfort might be the solution.
Comfort. So we're talking about Shive on the Granger, or maybe Cars on the Paquito, but again, he's back in Rome, so not the best. But taking a look at the bans, Kalea and Hayabusa gone. Kareth and Fredrin taken out. They respect Annabelle Fredrin now.
Is this Fredrin ban like a ban because they want to go Joy? Is it just a setup? Because technically Fredrin and Harith are both really good against the Joy, right? So they're setting up for it. BTR, are they just going to ban out the Joy here, or do they just want to ban out all the Naruto? Maybe they don't like Naruto.
That's an interesting one. For once, they're like, no, none of your anime skins are gonna show up.
Yeah, dude.
No power of friendship.
And then now we're gonna pick a different anime skin. So we're good.
Okay,
Chip.
Literally invented one.
Alright, Chip banned. To know, shortcut. The Land of Dawn. And of course for Na'Vi, the Joy is open if they want to pick it up. It's a Washipo go-to pick as well. Without the Fredrin and the Harith, now they will have so much agency to try to activate this Joy.
Oh man. If the Joy does come through here, again, I feel like they have to plan out which lane they want to make plays around with first.
Granger.
Some of the picks like the Kimi wasn't bad at all, but what were they planning on doing with it? That's the question, right? So I feel like, okay, they got the Granger now. Is this the lane they want to make plays around? Is this the safe lane, the weak lane, right? Do they want to make more plays with Becky Shy or with Shive? They need to make a decision because they just can't keep bouncing between top and bottom and expect to for things to just do well.
Talking about it. Comfort picks maybe? Granger is a comfort pick of Shive, so he's able to carry at least with this pick. But Bigatron yet to pick their own heroes. Cho and Joy.
Oh.
Joy against the Granger. The Granger's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and again, the counters for the Joy have been banned. I wonder why they didn't go Joy themselves, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it's a bit too scary to give Eman Granger. Now what do they go for? Both comfort picks for Annabelle and for Light, for Chahyo. Chip is banned.
Yep.
Jungle. Suyo against Joy is not that good, but it's the only choice right now, unless they want to go like Ling.
To lead the charge.
They go Hilda, Becky.
Swing.
Oh! Washipo on the panty!
We talking about it.
Interesting indeed. Remember, at the highest level, against a team like Bigatron, you can't just be good on the fanny. You need to be great on the fanny.
Yep.
Washipo, can he fill in what is required of him for Na'Vi to get something going here in the early game?
Bigatron. What can they pick to stop this fanny? Still, yet to reveal their cards. Badang is available for Luke if he wants it. Or maybe the show still could be flexed to pick up the Moscovs. So at least playing in lane will be much easier when you have the Moskov against the Granger.
We're gonna be leaning more towards the Granger, in my opinion. But yeah, you have more flexibility, you can disengage and all that, so Eman definitely will be trying to play that lane intelligently here. Try his best not to give Shive the advantage that he requires to really carry his team. With the Hilda in the picture though, you do wonder if Bigatron are looking for max HP damage, right? Like the CCs and all that. Or are they willing to just risk the chance for Becky Shy to be uncontrollable on the Hilda? You've seen that happen before, just once, I believe. Still a possibility.
Farsa ban though.
Yep. They want to take as much burst, as much kill pressure away as possible. Again, for Na'Vi, if they want to play with the Fanny, they need kill pressure to put on the map. So, BTR, what's it going to be in the XP? I think Na'Vi got to get rid of the Badang, right?
I mean,
No. Gonna be the focus.
taking it out, minimizing the choices. Because again, the choke still be flexed, but most likely it's going to go to light. Because we know how capable he is with the choke. Now Bigatron, one last ban to close out the first phase, the second phase rather. The fans are loud here in the arena. Lo Yi taken out. Lo Yi?
Interesting. Loi and Fanny? Is that a good combo?
Well, just sending her to cable around in a specific spot.
I don't know if you can do that. Like, you know, plan for a diversion mid-cable. Certainly sounds a lot more difficult to pull off. Maybe they're just respecting the potential for any kind of global play because it can stall out the game. It can still catch them off guard by all means. Akai though,
Isn't it?
that's an interesting one.
Some type
the
of
Badang.
counter play against the Fanny. But yeah, the Badang is available, so I think Luke might yearn for it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the Fanny as well, though.
This makes sense. Mid lane too for Reno. What are they gonna go for then? What mid laner? I'm confused.
Chusin is still available, by the way.
Kimmy? Is Kimmy still up? Yeah,
Kimmy is
still
up as well. Yep.
So technically they can go Kimmy.
Not a bad option at all against this composition. The kite back, the mobility, the crowd control. This is a really flexible tool. With the Cho, there's gonna be no issue at all clearing the mid lane as well. Bigatron can definitely go for it, but so can Na'Vi.
Johnson.
Brother.
No.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
For Na'Vi.
What if you go Kimmy?
Lined up in my sight.
Okay,
Kimmy, yeah, they
and
do.
some kind of engager, surely, with the Hilda not being able to engage. No Badang. No Phobius.
Charisla again?
They're just gonna go Bellaric, dude. Just like play with their own like,
Bellaric?
counter to engage.
Jawhead.
Nah.
So Hilda XP.
Because everyone on BTR technically wants to engage, right? So maybe they want to just go that, but no, they go Jawhead for cars.
Alright, Bigatron against the Jawheads. Oh,
Yeah,
Chushin.
Chusin still available.
Against all these fighters, it does make sense.
So much CC, man.
And you have the escape as well, technically, for the Chusin, right?
Exactly. I think for the mid lane, it's more on the escapism. Immediately in my mind, it was the Valentina with the mobility. The Zask, because, you know, Zask.
Paramus?
Pretty safe. Paramus, I don't know. I feel that's a bit more situational. But the Tushin, also very, very safe. You know, with a free flicker.
Crimson Beacon.
Me personally, I'm afraid of getting bursted down. I run the Vengeance on occasion. So you can do a lot of different things with the Tushin, man. That's why it's really fun. I once played it in the XP lane.
Wow.
Full tank.
Wow.
Full tank AXP Tushin.
He likes to experiment as well.
It's annoying, I'll tell you that.
But of course, now, what could possibly be the last game of match number 2? Bigatron Esports against Na'Vi. Na'Vi still needs their win because they are still winless. So back to the Land of Dawn we go.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. A step closer for BTR to claim third place in the standings with just one win. But Na'Vi, they have different plans in mind. They want to get their first win at Juicy. First win.
Oh, look at this, Becky Shy.
Hey, hey, hey.
Already cutting the wave, getting a level advantage there. Luke can't really do much about it. Oh, Annabelle. Whoa.
Caught in the bad spot. Annabelle. That was actually, that took a while. Orange buff already taken by worship ball. He might actually be going to the enemy jungle. But no, never mind. They don't have enough pressure in the mid lane.
It's cutting the wave though from the back, so that's what Hilda is able to do. Speaking of the emblems though, Rashi.
Okay, the emblems clears up together for Cars and the Jawhead. Expect the pickup attempts for sure. Along with that though, did I see a Bargain Hunter for X Magic?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like a
so
counter.
yeah, items are gonna be great for him. But he's winning the weakness finder as well, by the way. So not the usual emblem we've seen. Maybe looking for more aggression towards the members of Bigatron. Becky Shy, that's definitely the man they're trying to use to exert as much pressure as possible. Watch the ball.
Oh, looking for the cut there. Pin down coming in from Luke as well. Luke first blood to Cars.
Cars gets the first blood. Got trapped though by Luke, even if that was the case.
Cutthroat! Washer Paul getting the kill.
Annabelle with a disrespect right there gets punished for his troubles in the mid lane as well. X-Magic and Moreno duking it out. It's funny, both these heroes do some kind of DPS technically. Not really. Cars is in the area though to swing the balance in favor of X-Magic. Moreno has to be careful here. A lot of attention on the mid lane because Navi needs this mid lane pressure in order to set up for this neutral objective.
So far it's working to their favor, especially now. Cut their sights on the turtle. But Light and Luke are here, and they have strong skirmish potential. But so far, Annabelle still waiting in the wings, and this turtle dance might just start real soon.
Well, all that's going on, Eman is just trying to lane as much as possible. Shiva is doing a great job harassing him down. But again, there's no urgency for Bigatron. I feel like the ones that are wanting to be aggressive technically is Navi, right? With the Fanny, with the Hilda as well. So Bigatron can take a chill, can wait for a bit longer, and allow Eman maybe to join in the fight with this SOD. Depending on where the lane is, that's where he will decide to go in the fight and potentially pick up a kill or an assist or not.
Light able to go for the kick, onto the Kimio, pinned down instantly. It'll be a kill. Now Washer Paul, Moreno, Crimson Beacon, and the flicker out. Has the lantern on him, Annabelle caught very low. Washer Paul gets the assassination. Big Q Shy walks up with the flicker, unable to get it though. And now it'll be both teams disengaging, but BQ Shy is in the bush, regenning. Light and Luke really just trying to get this kill.
Oh, the regen from the Hilda is real, but Washi Paul might look for seconds.
Washer Paul, look at how much damage he's doing. Light walks up. Oh, unable to get the Jikudo, doesn't have the way this dragon either.
Kimi is back.
Navi with a free turtle.
Free turtle, and we saw the Kimi went for the Sky Piercer, so obviously this Kimi wants to brawl, and that's it. But does Navi have the damage? Hold on a minute.
Uh-oh, goes for it. Moreno will be, what? Okay. Annabelle walks up, will be, no, good flicker out from X-Magic. Annabelle with the chase, will get the trade down, but now gets caught in the tough spot still. The dashes from Annabelle. Hold up though, Washer Paul looking for the kill into enemy jungle. Oh, okay.
It's crazy the amount of control he has on those cables. He was turning very deliberately there, trying to find Annabelle. He was already out. Gonna be a steal attempt from Cars right here, but Bigatron won't allow it. But Becky Shy doing a great job, really outmaneuvering Luke here, trying to roam as much as possible, having the lane pressure every single time.
Now, so far for Navi, it's looking very, very good. They're stabilizing their lanes. BQ Shy is just doing Hilda things, and Washi Paul will invade this orange buff. It won't go unnoticed though, but hey, he gets it.
He does. He's gonna be 2 levels ahead very soon.
Yeah. 2 levels ahead is definitely a bit of concern for Bigatron. A 2k gold lead, so Bigatron definitely feeling some urgency right here. The whole time in this 5 minutes, the only play they made is with Light going for the way of the dragon. So it's might be a good time for Luke to start rolling around, get some more pressure, show to Navi that the Badang is definitely still a big player here in the engage game.
And so far, for Navi, it's all about just winning in the early game as well. Funnel the Kimi, get him to work, and the Granger as well will just kill for late game BQ Shy. Look at the Hilda pressure. It's able to exert towards Bigatron. They're not let loose. Bigatron does not have the agency to move as free as they were in game number 1. Turtle in their eyes though, and this might be another contest going on.
Annabelle still clearing the lane right here. Luke makes the first move.
Onto Cars they go. To flicker out from Cars. Info for BTR. Washer Paul on the purple, BTR on the turtle. Becky Shy already onto Moreno, gonna be picked up as well. Luke again pinning down Cars. Shiva with a turret down below. Turtle for turret trade. Luke will not push the tempo, will side against it.
Yep. At least the cross map play, but BQ Shy still there. It's a beefy boy, so he's gonna be fine. Look at him.
Cable ready. Luke gonna be caught, has the pin down. Cars will be locked inside of it. Light unable to go for Jikudo now. Oh! It's an immobilization. X-Magic gets the kill on the back. Watch a Paul! Way the dragon though. Watch a Paul. Able to survive. Luke comes in with the fist crack and will be able to get the kill back in. And Mon finds one.
X-Magic.
Two on X-Magic. Now Becky Shy pulled back again. Flickering on the wall. Moreno wants to go for it. Luke as well, but Shiva's right there. Luke with the pin down again. But now Timon and then Zai, Spear of Misery, not able to go for the pin down completely, but he's a flicker forward. Now on Shiva he goes. Rhapsody, Spear of Misery, BTR walking up. Shiva falling to the punch of Luke.
All their hard work gone in a matter of seconds. And Bigatron, they equalize the game. Na'Vi going back to square one.
Na'Vi seemingly improvising how they wanted to fight there. And such is not gonna fly against Bigatron. Bigatron on the other hand went for exactly what they wanted. They went for the prior targets. They try and use all that pick-up potential, burst damage, and they're able to actually get the better of Na'Vi. Now with the early pressure somewhat equalized, Na'Vi is definitely looking for more ways to force Bigatron, but it's only the little right now. And Na'Vi doesn't have a solution for Luke jumping in. That's why the Dang engage role is just so good. On the EXP or the roam position, you just have a good way to deny an engage, but also engage on your own terms. Oh, look at that.
This crack. Light able to escape again. Washer Paul going for it. Wade the Dragon, no from Light. Oh, that was risky. Eman almost got the Spear of Misery. Turret gonna be falling up top and down below.
These are getting structures. Up top, down bottom. But Annabelle is also quick to clear the side lanes, but Fanny is there.
Whoa.
BQ Shy, he's just running around rampant.
All right.
Oh! Annabelle gonna be caught, taken down by Washer Paul.
Wow, gone in seconds, and now they have Pryo on Lord. This could be a free Lord stuck under the sheets.
Reset.
Of Bigatron, it resets though, but still, it's there. Spear Destruction.
The SOD lands, Washer Paul gets it. Wow. SOD won't be taken, and Na'Vi are back in the lead.
This Fanny, dude, is doing a great job just pressuring Bigatron again and again. The fact that Annabelle got caught out of position there, that's definitely a massive mistake for Bigatron. Now it's on the defensive immediately. Ooh, look at the damage though. The Granger and the Kimi. We've seen this combo sometime in the earlier matches today as well. It's a lot of damage from a long distance away, and Bigatron have nothing to kind of match it. The Moscow can't do it, the Tushin can't do it as well. If they really fall so far behind that their front line melts immediately to X-Magic and Shive, this is looking like a dangerous game for Bigatron.
Yep. Annabelle gets away. Oh, hold up, Cars. Look at the play.
Whoa.
Flickers in, finds Light. Light will be taken down by Becky Shy.
Na'Vi snowballing with this lead. Luke might be next on the chopping block.
Still able to walk away. Pulled back down, Luke with his crack. Will be taken down by Shiva. The SOD lands.
SOD.
But I don't know. Oh, wow. He actually takes the Spear of Misery coming down. Will be able to escape with a flicker. Annabelle in the mid lane, clearing it out. Now jumping on the Washer Paul with the retreat too. The Washer Paul's able to escape, and Na'Vi are on the chase.
So we're saying, man, the damage potential coming out of Na'Vi, definitely scary. Oh, Annabelle.
Again, this could be a kill. Washer Paul with the cables. Oh, unstoppable force. Annabelle falling. X-Magic picks up another.
Bigatron are losing in all departments. Take a look at Na'Vi, they're unstoppable. And they know their win con is just to try to be as aggressive as ever because they have the hill to set that up. And they have Washi Paul could really burst down the members of Bigatron. And X-Magic is scaling. Shiva is there as well, getting stacks. So far, Bigatron, it feels like they are annoyed in Na'Vi.
In theory, this should be Bigatron trying to find ways to use Eman as a split push tool. The Moskov against the Fanny, we've seen it before. There is plenty of outplay potential available for the Moskov. They gotta be careful here. So 10 minutes in, Bigatron would do much better when they have some more items to speak of. Moreno only has the Blood Wings completed at this point, and Man has just finished the Marksman Trinity a while back. So 1 or 2 more items will allow them to actually be a real contender in these late game team fights. But until then, they should play it a bit more patient.
So far, so. Looks like Na'Vi has their hands on this game. Moreno so low!
Uh-oh, forced to flick around. Cars, Spear of Misery finding them too. Oh, a big X-Magic will fall. Annabelle Dex takes the purple. 1-0.
Good pivot from Bigatron there. They were jumping onto cars, I believe, and then they saw X-Magic, a much more important, much more prioritized target, and they immediately, someone made the call, and they all turned to him like with no time at all. No lag between those decisions. There is no Eman.
Oh, Wind of Nature used up. Washa Paul caught in a tough spot. That's a flick around. Washa Paul with the assassination, but down below. Oh, they're going to try to blitz the Lord. That might actually be worth it. Annabelle on it. Will Cars be able to steal it? Oh, Retreat, Unstoppable Force, and the ejector.
Oh, Becky Shy.
Becky Shy walking up as well. Washa Paul coming down. Too risky. VTR will trade him on for the Lord.
Cars was looking for something, possibly steal the Lord, but nah. It's all in the hands of Bigatron, but still, look at that, V. They're rampaging up into the mid lane. Tier 2 gone. Tier 3 next on their eyes, but no damage enough. Not enough damage for them to take the turret down.
Yeah, and you can see, by the way, Washer Paul is doing a great job right here. He's seen that Bigatron can respawn in time, have the reflexes to deal with this diving Fanny. So he's doing a lot more feints. Just throwing out cables, but not going all the way towards the team of Bigatron. Just forcing out some of the reactions, gauging how committed Luke and Light are on their crowd control tools. And if he gets a good read, he might find a window to go all the way to the backline. But now Bigatron has the Lord at their backs. They should be trying to find something, but Light, who spots the whole team of Navi. And they're going with a 2-lane split, but Luke stuck in a duel.
This crack, watch the ball! Able to go for the 1v1! Now Moreno. And man down below, Lord cleared up by Washa Paul. 5-1 and 4 on the Fanny.
It feels like we talked about how Bigatron has the tools to try to stop the Fanny from being a menace. You know, the Crimson Beacon, the Fist Crack, the Badang basically is there to really just tank the damage. But so far, Navi with Washi Paul has been very, very good in trying to just pull out and bait out the spells from Bigatron, in which they will leave the whole team exposed to Washi Paul. Just cabling around, getting the cutthroat, getting the burst damage down. So now V, at least this game, they have a plan that's working.
Oh, Unstoppable Force, Fist Crack. Oh, Luke gonna be melted. Taken out in the back by Chive. Meanwhile, another 1v1 as Annabelle walks up and won't be able to do it. Solo kill! Washa Paul gets it. Oh, what? A kick up top. Spear of Misery too. Eman walking up with a nature. Able to survive. Becky Shy a bit too deep and will fall. SOD lands. But he will not take it.
All things considered, Navi was able to get so much value there with the individual solo plays. Oh, Washer Paul trying to go for something again.
Cars too. Shive gets the turret. Moreno picks Cars up and will be the dive into the back with the cutthroat, almost taking Eman's life.
Oh man. I was about to say, with the outplays, with the Fanny mechanics here, Navi finally getting some steam going, but Bigatron are able to punish Navi for overextending in the base. Now, with only the middle base turret taken, it's really far from chaos for Bigatron. With Eman actually approaching full power, already full items with a Wind of Nature as well, having the outplay potential to just go 1v1 against almost every single person on the side of Navi. It's going to be a skill matchup against Washer Paul though. I don't know if Bigatron wants to try and make a risky gamble with it. But now, Navi
Cars
trying to pressure for the neutral objective.
She's there. And man down below, it looks like they're just going to blitz it. Luke's looking for a play, looking for a pin down. They will move back. Annabelle on the Lord. Electrifying beats coming down as well. He's already used a lot of those resources. Lord getting really low. Retreat battle. Washa Paul wins the retreat battle. SOD does land on the back. And on! Finds the Spear of Misery. Washa Paul going to be kicked as well. But it's no follow through. Cars taken down. X-Magic flickering out.
Wow. Navi finally stopped in their tracks. Cars gone. But the Lord, it's in the hands of Washi Paul. He gets the retreat down. And Bigatron, is this their answer?
Without the Lord, the siege potential of Bigatron is actually very, very weak. You can see Luke already taking a ton of damage there. I wonder if it wasn't better for Bigatron to stop the recalls and allow Eman to potentially end the game there. If they could get 2 or at least 2 kills, I think that would have been okay. But now against almost a full-powered Navi with the Lord, it's going to be a bit of a tough defense for Bigatron. They got to play this one carefully. They have to make sure that Washer Paul doesn't really get too much momentum going in the movements here.
Look at BQ Shy is going at it. The Bigatron, they have the damage to clear this Lord at least for now. And their base defense working well again for them. And Aman has the rose gold.
No boots.
No boots sold, so at least defensive items to his pocket because he knows he might get bursted down to the fanny.
Definitely. Uh-oh, you can see the damage to Detonatas.
Granger.
As the Abyss Walker back, Annabelle, electrifying beats over to BQ Shy. Washer Paul still looking for the angle to go onto Annabelle, and he will. But this time it won't be a kill.
The question is, Arashi, the later this game goes, does this fanny fall out of relevancy?
Well, sort of. In a sense that Assassins always kind of do, with the Wind of Nature's coming through and all that. The thing is with the Fanny, it's just not your regular generic Assassin. There's a reason why the Fanny was banned so much. You have ways to kind of outplay a Wind of Nature. You can threaten with the cables, step back, and then go back in. You can burst down your target before they can even react. There's so many options available for Washer Paul right now. But later on, I think like Annabelle will be able to be a bit more relevant because he can actually burst down multiple people at the same time in a bit more of a reliable fashion. The concern though is not just that, it's the fact that Eman is already at full and Navi technically have two marksmen with the Kimi and the Granger. Look at Cars though, whoa.
Cars is actually all alone, does have the flicker, will be able to use it in time.
It's gonna be fine. It's just game of objective as of now. We're waiting for the Lord timers to go. And for Bigatron, they've lost their inner turrets, two of them, mid and down bottom, so at least they have to try to push the waves, bounce it towards Navi. I think Eman would be the suitable man for that. But for now, at least for Navi, they have Fanny, they have Washipal try to respawn towards the split push down bottom. Washipal's gonna clear it.
I feel like at this point it's Bigatron, if they can orchestrate a play to get to the back line, like Annabelle and Light maybe diving together, Moreno can use a Crimson Beacon, and then Eman landing an SOD towards Shive or X-Magic. That would be ideal, man. That would allow them to really circumvent all of the front-to-back mechanics that Navi have been using to really abuse them. And at that point, without Shive and X-Magic, Washer Paul, you know, he's a menace, but he's not a solo. He's not a menace solo. He needs the team around to gain the respect of Bigatron so that he has a window where Bigatron doesn't have any tools to shut him down. Because if he goes in with the cables and he gets stuck, that's a dangerous situation to be in for Washer Paul.
This is a risky play though for BTR. They're gonna have to. Are they gonna give it away?
They shouldn't. Have to contest this. Annabelle's coming through.
Eman's so far away though, he needs to land the SOD. Cars gonna be pinned down. Oh, land in the back, able to find a Kimmy. There's gonna be the all-in as well. The SOD will land in the back. Eman goes for it with a nature from Shive and the Lord. Annabelle wins it out. Eman in the 1v1 one more time. Annabelle getting Becky Shy's immortality and the kill. It'll be a double for Annabelle. Washer Paul is trying to find an angle to recall. He's gonna go all the way to the base. Will Light spot him? Oh, he will. Light, wait, Light.
Oh,
what? Oh, my lord.
Oh man!
in the nick of time. And now the mirror shatters. Bigatron. The ball is in their court now.
Oh boy, 3 members down, 26 seconds on Becky Shy. It's going to be a scramble from Bigatron to try and use this Lord as much as possible. If they can get any kind of pickoff, any kind of fight here to cycle the death timers, it's going to be super ideal. Washer Paul trying to find something. Bigatron, they're playing it slow. They know they can use this Evolved Lord with the damage reduction to end the game decisively. They're playing it as patiently as possible.
This is an Evolved Lord, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the end. They've taken all the base turrets as well. They're doing all the homework, all of the housekeeping. Washer Paul down below. Lord still very, very, very healthy.
Yep. The Lord's gonna march in soon. Bigatron is there to clear the waves. It's a 1v1. Annabelle against Washi Paul, but the Lord though.
Evolved Lord, BTR gonna be looking for... Gets it! Fist crack to the back, finding them! Shive buys a rose gold, but will be slain by Eman! Despite the close game from Navi, BTR end it.
Bigatron secure top 3. But for Navi, it is yet another winless week. Still to get their win. And Bigatron punishes them.
Oh boy, somehow, some way, that looked really, really close. Is it the draft? Is it the execution? Was it the Fanny? Regardless, Navi were that close. They were so close. They got the base turrets of Bigatron even. But that final fight really sealed the deal, man. As predicted, the dive towards the backline, the chaos in the front to back, and Navi crumble immediately. Bigatron showed that it's not just about the skills, it's not just about the execution, it's also about that experience. And in that department, Bigatron are not backing down.
Man, all the hard work they had, what they built in game number 2. The early game was there. Washipol was styling on Annabelle. The Bigatron show that they have what it takes to overcome a tough game like that.
You can see a little bit of the friendliness there. XB's here. Good kick, by the way, from Light to start things off here.
The Kimmy, by the way. All gone, done and dusted. Oh boy. There was an Evolve Lord as well, so it's very easy for them to barge into the base. And Bigatron, top 3 in their eyes. But of course, we want to hear the interview up on stage with Bude, Clara, Mongstar. Take it away.
Dari posisi 6 kali ini mereka merangkak naik ke posisi 3 dengan kemenangan barusan Bigatron. Wow, 2-0 yang cukup mendebarkan. Annabelle 2-0 di match kali ini. Game kedua terasa cukup ketat.
Game 2 kayaknya banyak mistake juga dari kita kan. Terus Navia juga main bagus sih. Soalnya lumayan jago Washipol main Vania.
Iya, jadi Bude penasaran banget ini kan bisa dibilang kayaknya kita kali pertama ngeliat Washipol dengan Fanny-nya sebagai match up-mu sendiri. Gimana sih kamu ngelihat performa dari Washipol hari ini?
Jago banget dia main Vania. Aku nggak expect dia bisa kayak lancar main Vania.
Wow, dan apakah karena Washipol nih yang bikin kewalahan di game kedua?
Kalau menurut aku ya.
Oh ya, dan bikin kamu juga agak kebingungan kah tadi dengan gerakan Washipol? Apa sih yang berbeda dari Fanny milik Washipol?
Kayaknya Fanny Washipol kayaknya full lock aku deh, nggak lock Emen kayaknya.
Pokoknya fokus Annabelle aja. Dan ketika kamu digituin, apa responmu Annabelle?
Tetap sabar aja sih, harus santai.
Oke, sabar dan santai. Tapi kalau ngelihat posisi sekarang juga dari tim Bigatron, banyak banget nih pertanyaan. Rambutnya udah merah. Masih tetap strong gak sih?
Ya kita usahakan strong sampai akhir season.
Diusahakan strong sampai akhir season. Dan kalau Moreno sendiri, akhirnya kita berbicara di sini Moreno.
Iya,
di panggung ini.
Ya.
Kekalahan kemarin-kemarin 2 kali beruntun dari Bigatron. Bagaimana kalian menghadapi masa-masa yang, wah, berat gak tuh?
Kayaknya nggak juga sih, nggak terlalu berat karena kayak tiap kekalahan kita terakhir lawan RRQ, lawan TL tuh banyak pelajaran yang bisa kita ambil. Jadi kita kayak lebih ke ambil apa yang bisa diambil lah, ambil hikmahnya. Jadi nggak sedih-sedih terus gitu juga.
Tidak
Jadi
fokus
aman.
dengan kekalahannya saja, tapi fokus dengan apa yang bisa diekstrak dari itu.
Iya.
Oke, apa tuh? Boleh dikasih tahu ya? Mungkin kalian bawa untuk minggu ini, untuk hari ini, dan untuk kedepannya. Apa nih yang berbeda dari Bigatron?
Mungkin lebih ke disiplin as a team sama preparation kita di overallnya lah. Kayak gameplay kita, draft kita gitu.
Gameplay draw banyak sekali, memang kita ngeliat dari segi klasemen pun masih banyak banget yang kemungkinan terjadi. Dan kalau ngeliat dari game tadi aja ya, Bude penasaran, apa sih faktor terbesar yang kalian bisa comeback? Ini menang comeback gak sih menurut Moreno?
Game 2?
Iya.
Iya, terhitungnya comeback.
Nyangka gak itu bakal comeback?
Apa?
Nyangka bakal comeback gak?
Harusnya nyangka sih, karena kita di posisi kalah kan tadi early-nya. Tapi kita tetap fokus as a team, kayak fokus buat gimana cara balikinnya gitu.
Fokus gimana cara balikin? Boleh dikasih tau gak? Momen mana sih yang kalian fokusin untuk bisa mendapatkan momen itu?
Itu yang di terakhir, yang Moskov-nya Eman connect sama si Bro Cahyo yang nge-kick itu momennya.
Cahaya dan Eman connect ya.
Ya.
Oke, dan mungkin kita langsung bertanya. Light, hello. How do you feel about your win on the second game?
Apa?
How do you feel? Gimana? Game kedua menangnya gimana sih menurut Bro Cahyo? Menurut Light?
Udah paham. Menurut lu menangnya kayak gimana?
What do you think about your wins on the second game?
Apa?
How do you manage
Aman
to
aja.
win? Aman aja. But how do you make your team wins on the second game? Are you focusing on someone or focusing on a moment?
Iya, fokus gua buat ini Kimi aja kayak gitu. Gara-gara Kimi ada gede yang damage-nya kayak gitu. Ya.
Oke, jadi damage-nya besar. So, Light, your bahasamu sangat bagus ya. Udah bahasanya sudah jago, bahasa Indonesianya. Your bahasa is good now.
Biasa aja.
Biasa aja. Who teach you bahasa?
Moreno, Luke, semua teman-teman gua tanyain kalau apa itu kayak gitu.
Oh, apa itu? Jadi terus-terusan. So, in game pun bahasanya Indonesia?
Iya.
Iya, jadi sehari-hari juga in game, sehari-hari pakai bahasa Indonesia? On daily basis is
Iya.
Iya juga. So, you're comfortable with bahasa sekarang? Udah comfortable with bahasa Indonesia?
Lumayan.
Lumayan. Nanti kita suruh nyanyi bahasa Indonesia kali ya. Asik. Tapi kalau dari look sendiri, perjalanan dari Bigetron sekarang ini up and down-nya cepet banget. Tadi kalian start di posisi 6. Kemenangan barusan membawa kalian ke posisi 3. Lu gimana sih ngelihatnya sekarang?
Bracketnya soalnya mepet-mepet juga Bude sama tim-tim lain. Ketat lah persaingannya season ini.
Lalu setelah 1 tiket sudah sold ke tim RRQ, kalian ada motivasi lebih nggak nih? Pecutan lebih nggak nih?
Ada dong, kita masih mau upper lah kalau bisa.
Kalau bisa.
Iya. Semangat aja dulu.
Semangat aja, tapi wajahmu kok kurang semangat, Luk.
Semangat.
Semangat! But after this win, Eman, we know that in this season it's really competitive. For the next week, what is your plan?
Mungkin ini latihan serius sama kayak tadi. Ya, itu dah.
Hari ini udah serius?
Ya, udah serius.
Kemenangan tadi udah kemenangan tadi tuh udah set the standard for Bigetron, new standard for Bigetron.
Belum sih, masih ada dikit.
Masih ada yang bisa dibenahi, masih ada yang diperbaiki, but is there anything you want to say to Biget Troopers, to your special one?
Thank you for supporting us and then my family and my girlfriend. Ya, itu aja.
Itu aja. For the next battle,
Good luck, have fun, and then we give our best to have enjoy. Ya.
ya itulah dia. Semuanya masih tenang, masih kalem. Dari tim Bigetron juga nggak ada yang panik ya. Happy aja.
Ya.
Dan semuanya masih begitu percaya diri. Hari ini tim Bigetron telah membuktikan diri. Kalah 2 kali bukan berarti apa-apa. Mereka sudah mempelajari semuanya dan memberikan mereka kemenangan 2-0. Biget Troopers, sambutlah kemenangan dari tim Bigetron.
Chahyo's in the building.
Chahyo?
He's being escorted out.
CITB? Chahyo in the building?
Chahyo in the building.
W Chahyo.
Oh, there's an Akatsuki guy behind us.
Yeah, there is.
Yo.
Akatsuki
What the
boys.
heck? I wasn't ready for that.
What jutsu will he bring out? But of course, the crucial moment now in that game, or game number 2. Eman was bullied hard, to be honest, but was able to land SODs, just come back, and this SOD as well. It was important because he basically isolated Sive into a 1v1 and Shive couldn't even jump into the team fight. Look.
Yeah. When, Shive, we already mentioned how impactful he is when it comes to damage output. And again, even before that, that pickoff they got on the top side, they got a punish, they got 2 kills after losing 1 member twice. They lost 2 members individually, and then they were able to trade it back 3v5 to get 2 members. You can say it's a mistake by Navi, but I think there was a degree of outplay there involved by the big man himself.
Of course, player of the match, presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 series. And man, this guy, the Terminator, is
The Red Raider.
unstoppable. The Red Raider, indeed.
And man, the early game was looking kind of tough here. Again, I'm curious to figure out if this is actually just the Fanny power and Washupal piloting it well, or is it actually just the matchup here? Because overall, it seems like Bigatron always gearing in for a proper fight, a front to back. And when it happens, man, the damage output is just so contrasted between the two teams. Even when they do get a kill and they're able to trade it back, it takes so much. But still, there were kills given. I say given to Bigatron by Navi, because there really was no need for Navi to play it all that riskily. And there's moments like this where there's just outplay attempts again and again. And yes, it looks cool when it works out. When it doesn't, that's how you lose a game that seemed like a done deal, at least in the mid-game. And through the small trades, just 1 or 2 kills every single time, Bigatron were able to make sure that the gold advantage wasn't higher than 3K. Right here, they lost Annabelle, they lost Luke, but then they got X-Magic out of all people, and they were able to get Becky Shy as well. Again, moments are not necessary here for the side of Navi. And in the final fight, we've been discussing how Bigatron have been losing in the front to back again and again. With the assistance of the Lord there, they just completely dismantled the formation, man. There was nowhere safe to kite back from. So even the best Grangers, the best Kimis, had no safe zone to go to. And with the Evolve Lord, it is what it is. The damage reduction, the extra damage, it's just too much to handle. That's why that Lord is the game ender. And Bigatron did a great job stalling long enough to get to that point, to get the Red Tree battle win, to get the backline of Navi, and get that victory. It's expected, but it's definitely not the way we were expecting it at all.
Washi did everything he could with the Fanny. I mean,
He did.
look at his build. He went for the harass and then goes for the Queen's Wings as well to minimize the damage. But again, Bigatron are able to layer their spells, ration it to use it against Washipal. I mean, in certain occasions, he was coming out on top against Annabelle in the 1v1, split bush as well, playing the far lanes. But yeah, as late game comes in, Bigatron were much more solid.
They really were, and it became really tough for Navi to really crack Bigatron, which is crazy because with that kind of lead, you would expect them to be able to, but I think it just goes back to Navi being a very safe team. They always want to play it safe, even when they have an angle to end, even when they have an angle to attack. They would much rather wait for a mistake on the other side, which isn't really the best game plan when we're talking about MPL level, right?
Right.
You gotta be the one making the proactive moves. If you have that lead, it yes, sometimes can lead to a throw, but you got nothing to lose. I still think they're playing right now with a lot to lose. There's still pressure. Coming into next week, I feel like for Navi, that's something they gotta fix. They gotta come in, guns blazing, with no pressure. Like, there literally is no pressure anymore for them.
But on the flip side of that as well, the moments where they do go aggressive, like earlier, it was a dive onto a team with decent crowd control with no minions, right? So we've seen the aggression possible from Navi, but it's not being utilized, not being, I don't know, like guided in the right direction by all the players. And their advantage here is the range. We talked about the range again and again. Moreno and Eman can't really get in range, right? Navi weren't sieging. I don't remember seeing them siege with the Lord that often at all. Like, why? That's a very glaring mistake that you can kind of like immediately see.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Still winless. And it feels like they're playing with something to lose. In which we say, there's nothing left to lose. Use this season, the remainder of this regular season, to fix up some mistakes, fix some hiccups.
Oh, man.
Get confident for season 16. And, my oh my, get confident as well because you have good day. Good
Very
day.
nice.
It's the groovy
It's a
cookie, man.
Ready to
It's the
drink
good stuff.
3-in-1 bottled coffee with a variety of delicious flavors, including fantastic mochaccino, original cappuccino, tiramisu bliss, avocado delight, and the newest addition.
I opened up
Groovy
for you,
cookies.
realize.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Okay, you don't need to chug it. Realize.
I was about to chug it.
You gotta save it. Save it,
yeah.
man. Like, enjoy it. Realize.
I have to enjoy coffee.
Chug it.
Because I don't drink coffee aside from Good Day.
Save it. We'll save it. We'll drink it again
We will.
later.
Yes, sir.
Chefin always chugs it. But
He does.
He actually brings all of them back home with him. Even mine. Takes it away from me.
And of course, when strategy and speed are key, you know the speed I do when I chug Good Day?
Oh, that's
You need focus and protection, because protection is everything.
Yep.
Both in game, outside of the game, and on the road as well. You can get the exclusive collaboration design of RSV helmet and the MPL teams acquired within it for any riding style. For example, if you're riding in a low road, you're going down below, get the Navi one. If you're trying to fly across a flyover, get the RRQ one. So of course, a lot of choices for different riding styles.
Yeah. Or if you're mid, get a mid-table team. Yeah.
For example,
I like it. Madrid.
hey,
Sorry.
El Clasico.
That was quick.
It's coming soon. By the way, you need maximum protection, so go get your RSV helmets right now.
Okay, so I got a question now. Our last match will be TLID versus EVOS. Brands is a Madrid fan.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Will he drag EVOS just like Madrid have dragged themselves?
Nah.
Like, just like how Mbappe have dragged.
He's gonna be Mbappe on his prime and drag EVOS up top.
Okay.
So, Brands and Mbappe will be playing at the same time. By the way, speaking of playing, you need to play with your emotes. So you can log in now, open the shop, and buy your favorite team's battle emote.
Ooh, so cool.
Like this. This is what I do. Look at this, guys. This is what I do when I watch Liverpool games.
Whoa. Yeah, because you lose.
Not because I'm sleeping. I'm snoozing. It's a snooze fest.
2-0.
Okay.
2-0. Or do you want to talk about
Relax,
the Arsenal
relax,
loss?
brother, relax.
Do you rate Arsenal?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
But they beat you.
That's true.
Yikes.
But of course,
Santay,
to
bro.
prepare match number 3, we will take a short break. So we will see Brands and Mbappe Brands as well playing later on. So of course, don't forget to tune in, prepare your drinks for the last match, and stay tuned in MPL ID Season 15.
Cheers.
Hala Madrid.
No.
Ya, aku merem. Ulang dong.
Gak perlu.
Guys, review.
match penutupan di minggu yang ke-7, di mana ini adalah pertempuran antara dua tim yang posisinya sama-sama mengekor di posisi yang sedikit mendebarkan. Namun kalau kita lihat dari mereka sendiri, mereka sedang berjuang untuk tiket playoff yang semakin tipis, dan kita juga bisa melihat bagaimana tim Liquid ID dan juga EVOS akan bertempur di match penutupan kita di MPL Indonesia Season 15. Ini adalah pertemuan kali kedua mereka di leg yang kedua. Di leg pertama, mereka bisa dibilang mereka benar-benar harus bisa menjawab satu sama lain. Karena kalau kita bahas, sekarang posisi mereka ada di posisi 6 dan 7. Tentu saja bukan posisi yang mereka inginkan kalau mereka ingin masuk ke dalam babak playoff. Dan kalau kita ngebahas tentang kedua tim ini, pastinya di sini kita nggak bisa lupa dengan banyak momen-momen yang dihasilkan oleh gold laner dari kedua tim. Dan kayaknya kita bakal langsung ngebahas bersama-sama, melihat dan ngobrol-ngobrol dengan gold laner dari kedua tim. Siapakah dia? Dua-duanya punya dua gold laner yang berbeda. Langsung saja, inilah dia gold laner dari kedua tim. Ciluk, siapa nih? Dan inilah dia Iron Siki dan juga Erlan. Wih. Minggu yang ke-7, 1 tiket udah sold out. Sekarang tim Liquid ID berada di posisi 6. Aaron Siki, gimana kamu hari ini?
Baik, Bude.
Baik-baik aja, walaupun posisi 6?
Ya, nggak apa-apa.
Kenapa bisa nggak apa-apa dan baik-baik saja?
Karena EVOS 7. Nggak percaya udah.
Oke.
Ya.
Ya, jawabannya sudah di-lock ya. Udah 3, 2, 1, di-lock. Dan bagaimana dengan Airline hari ini?
Kurang baik, Bude.
Kenapa kurang baik?
Soalnya aku 7.
Soalnya kamu 7. Oke, ini jawaban yang menarik ya. Tapi tentu saja semuanya masih bersemangat karena masih ada 5 tiket playoff yang bisa diperbutkan. Dan kalau dari keduanya kalian bertemu di leg pertama, ada momen-momen yang kamu ingat nggak dari Erwan dulu deh?
Yang aku ingat aku disolo kill sama dia, Bude.
Wish.
Jago.
Dia jago. Kita bakal ingatkan lebih lagi nih Iron yang di solo kill oleh Erlan. Yuk kita lihat bareng-bareng. Inilah dia. Oke, di sini Aaron pakai Harit. Lalu, di pojok kiri sana ada Granger dari Erlan. Sang seng song. Aaron, apa yang kamu pikirkan di sini? Ngadu bareng Erlan.
Aduh, mekanik aja.
Di situ adu mekanik, mencoba untuk dalam perhitunganmu di kepalamu itu akan menang.
Harusnya menang kalau misalnya dia kena mental, tapi mental dia bagus.
Mental dari Erlan. Oke, kalau dari Erlan sendiri, ingat nggak momen kamu nge-solo kill Aaron Siki? Berkesan nggak sih nge-solo kill dia?
Berkesan sih, Bude.
Gimana tuh cara Erlan untuk bisa nge-solo kill Aaron? Susah nggak sih?
Susah banget.
Susah banget. Tapi
bohong deh, Bude.
momen tadi itu dari Erlan, kalau kamu ingat gimana caramu bisa nge-solo kill dia? Emang kalau dari perhitunganmu dari awal memang bisa menang, makanya kamu stay dan adu aja yo mekaniknya, tapi atau gimana?
Gara-gara darah aku masih full aja sih, Bude, makanya aku bayawanin dia. Dia nantang kan, ya udah kita lawan.
Ya udah kita lawan. Tapi dari awal kamu udah tahu, ini aku akan menang.
Udah.
Itu, jadi nge-solo kill Aaron pengen lagi nggak?
Pengen sih.
Pengen ya?
Iya.
Kalau Aaron kamu kepengen balas dendam nggak sih dengan tersolo kill itu harga diri seorang Aaron Siki? Kena nggak sih?
Nggak, Bude.
Enggak?
Tapi pengen balas.
Pengen balas apa?
Pengen balas solo kill lah.
Pengen balas solo kill.
Sama menang kemarin leg 1 kalah soalnya kan.
Nah itu dia. Dari pelajaran kekalahan leg pertama, apa yang kamu sudah baca mungkin dari EVOS?
Banyak sih yang kita pelajari dari EVOS, cuman nggak mungkin aku kasih tahu sekarang kan.
Nanti akan di line of down langsung?
Ya.
Mau dibuktiin langsung?
Mau banget.
Mau banget. Tapi kalau kamu melihat Erlan itu, mungkin kan kalian ketemunya benar-benar week awal banget kan? Week 1 pertemuan dengan EVOS. Kita sudah minggu yang ke-7. Kamu ngelihat Erlan itu sosok yang seperti apa sih?
Menurut aku Erlan ya jago sih, Bude. Dari yang awal aku bilang kan, masih top MM lah buat sekarang. Cuma mungkin kemarin emang kemasukan Kelra aja.
Kerasukan ya malah ya?
Iya, nggak apa-apa. Bad play wajar, Bude. Tapi dia masih jago kok.
Erlan jago. Erlan yang jago ini, seorang Erlan yang jago bagaimana melihat Aaron?
Jago banget malah menurut aku, Bude.
Bentar, waktu sekarang, kemarin, atau dari week 1?
Setiap harinya.
Setiap harinya dari Aaron. Oke, kalau ngelihat dari week 1 kamu bisa nge-solo kill Aaron, week 7 ini bakal jadi tantangan gak sih kalau kamu berhadapan lagi dengan Aaron?
Jadi sih.
Bisa jadi?
Bisa jadi. Kita sangat menantang.
Sangat menantang. Tapi banyak yang penasaran juga bagaimana dari kedua tim ini, kedua player ini akan bertemu. Apa harapan dari Erlan nanti kalau ketemu Aaron?
Dia mainnya kocak biar aku menang.
Bang, kocak ya Bang ya?
Tiap hari.
Setiap hari?
Ya, kalau di mata-mata haters.
Oke, tapi kalau dari Aaron sendiri, yang kocak ini, bagaimana harapanmu terhadap Erlan untuk match ini nih?
Nggak ada sih Bude, good luck Evan aja kalau itu. Nggak ada harapan kayak gimana-gimana soalnya.
Kenapa nggak berharap apapun?
Ya karena menurut aku dia ya udah jago nggak noob, jadi kayak ya udah kita main aja.
Oke, ada 2 gold laner juga di sisi EVOS dan juga di sisi TLID.
Ya.
Kamu, leg kedua ini ngarepinnya Erlan atau Brans?
Aku nggak main Bude.
Ya udah deh, misalnya kamu main.
Erlan,
Kenapa?
karena kita di interview sekarang.
Bagus jawabannya. Erlan, pertanyaan yang sama nih. Kalau di sisi dari TLID, mereka punya 2 gold laners juga. Ada Erlan dan juga ada Kyo. Pengen lawan siapa? Jika bermain.
Heron,
Kenapa?
interview juga sama aku.
Yeay! Kalau gitu, karena mereka berdua udah sama-sama di interview, sekarang saatnya kalian tos. Yay! 2 gold laner udah tos. Ada yang mau disampaikan?
Buat EVOS, good luck Evan aja sama kasih game yang terbaik hari ini.
Sama.
Dan idem aja, singkat padat jelas dari keduanya, good luck, have fun, dan kita kasih tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk kedua player ini. Woo! Terima kasih. Mau langsung duduk boleh, Heron, jangan. Tapi kita ngelihat keduanya memang sepertinya sudah sahabat dari Land of Dawn. Mereka memang gontok-gontokan. Tapi kalau kita lihat bagaimana semuanya ingin berkembang bersama, betapa kita ikut bahagia juga melihat perkembangan, melihat persahabatan, dan khususnya semangat dari kedua tim ini. Posisi 6 dan posisi 7. Mereka harus bisa keluar dari zona yang kurang nyaman. Dan karena dari segi match point masih begitu dekat, apapun bisa terjadi. Siapapun bisa masuk ke babak playoff. 5 tiket tersisa. Dan Bude juga mau ngingatin sekali lagi bahwa ini benar-benar berharga. Tiap matchnya berarti. Dan juga karena MPL Indonesia Season 15 powered by Munton, supported by PBSI, presented by official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy, official e-wallet GoPay, official sponsor Head and Shoulder, official coffee partner Good Day, dan partner in esports ada Telkomsel, Dunia Games, dan IndiHome. Tak lupa advertiser kita ada Kacang Sukro dan juga Hawkband bersama dengan supplier RSV Helmet. Semuanya sudah nggak sabar tentunya untuk menyaksikan bagaimana minggu ke-7 akan berakhir. Karena satu kemenangan bisa mengubah klasemen sementara. Dan siapakah yang akan bisa memenangkannya? Akankah ada pembalasan dendam? Akankah ada solo kill terjadi? Mari kita sambut bersama match penutupan di minggu ke-7. Inilah dia, tim Liquid ID dan juga EVOS.
The Battle of the Bijus. Derby Animale right here in MPL ID Season 15. It is EVOS against Team Liquid ID, the White Tigers against the Cavalry. Still with me, Realize, Mirko, and Arashi. And how do you feel towards the third match today?
Man, it's going to be a stellar match. Again, Battle of the Blues, Battle of the 2 animals, the Cavalry up against, the Horse up against the Tiger. Rawr. Looking at the stats, I would say that it should be a Liquid victory here.
Hey.
But after seeing that interview, Erlan seems very confident.
Yes.
Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
Well, Erlan being confident? I think it's a good thing.
Because sometimes it's great, but if he gets overconfident, we've seen where that can lead him. So there's that to consider about. If you look at both teams, though, I do agree. It feels like EVOS is a bit on a downward spiral, and Liquid are kind of like on an uphill climb. So it's they're kind of intersecting on the way to each other's destination. Yeah, I gotta say, I think Liquid is looking a bit more reliable right now.
But being down in the dumps is something that is adjacent with EVOS. EVOS has been in the same position. Season 13, they went 4 weeks without a single win.
That's true.
Number 9. And who would have thought they made it to the grand finals? In the playoffs, MSC was in their cards. And, you know, this is not the first time they've been in the same situation. However, the players have shifted. It's not the previous core with Clockman, with Annabelle, and the other players. At least they have Jabran now, Brands, but we never know. I mean, Erlan so far has been leading the charge in that gold lane.
Yeah, it's been different lineups again and again here for EVOS, and I think we've seen the trend in MPL Indonesia. The teams who are still cycling through their rosters are usually the teams in the bottom. BTR, well, now they're top 3, so that doesn't even count anymore. But EVOS, Na'Vi, Dewa, they're all down 7th, 8th, and 9th place respectively, and all of them seem to just struggle picking up which one of their players are in the main lineup.
Yeah, they're struggling, but for TLID, they have to revenge their defeat against EVOS in the first leg. How can they do that? A, screening Reggie's movement. B, force EVOS to pick Assassins. Or C, pressure Albert's jungle. I think B is actually not really a solution because, hey, Albert is, like, Assassins is his forte.
That's an interesting one because immediately we saw that and we're like, wait, get Albert on the Assassins? That's where he usually shines the most.
Yeah.
I feel like the last one makes a bit more sense, can pressure the jungle. We've seen teams do that before, depending on the drafting phase, if they can get pressure in the lane, if they can get into the jungle, sometimes that slight level lead or gold lead is enough to actually get that jungler to fall behind. If you can extend even more and go for some of the buff steals, that's always a reliable way to start guaranteeing that your jungler is always ahead. You can guarantee the 50-50s in the neutral objective. So, yeah, especially with right now with the Suyo no longer being as prio, then the Soul Silver isn't a constant in the jungling retribution battles.
And of course, behind us,
we have a call.
We have a call in the Indonesian stream right there with Hyde O'Brien.
Hyde O'Brien.
Hyde O'Brien.
Mas Ade, invited by MPL. Unfortunately, you won't get to hear him here on the unless you guys want to. They're just talking about stuff.
I don't know if you guys understand.
Yeah.
Rico, translate for them.
Well, he's just saying hi and saying,
yeah.
We're just greeting each other right now. But I think one of the questions for sure that Mr. Man, Ranger Mass, KB, and Lim Coach will be asking Ade would be, what's going on with the team? You used to be part of this team, M1, World Champions. What do they need to do to get back to at least, not even like winning state, just playoff state?
Yeah, because playoffs is something that they really eye on. I mean, this team had its honeymoon phase. They were able to beat Team Liquid ID in the first leg. They were looking very sharp. And one time they were top 3 in the regular standings. I think it was week 2, week 3. And then from there on, it went down on a slump. I feel like Albert, again, very shaky in the jungle. Key, it feels like he's not synchronizing well with the whole team. And again, he's interchanging Natko with Reggie up top, or even Jabran or Brands with Erlan in the gold lane. So, you know, they need to finalize the lineup because, again, consistency is going to be key for EVOS if they want to be able to get their tickets to the playoffs because, of course, the EVOS fans, they want to have that place in the playoffs.
That's not the case here, but if you look at the asset next, from struggle to the top, people's champion story returns. This is exactly what you're talking about earlier, realize the potential for EVOS to go on another Cinderella story, you know, anime, movie type of run from all the way in the bottom, all the way to the playoffs. With how those teams are performing right now, though, I feel like it's a massively tall order for EVOS to finally get something like this going. If they do want to go, I do agree with your point there, they have to kind of decide who they want to start building with. Because it seems like they are issues, small issues in the beginning, but they were still able to actually get ahead even with those issues. Now you add the changing of rosters again and again into that issue, and you have a recipe for quite a little bit of chaos.
Yeah. Aside from the rosters, though, Miracle, in their perspective, what is happening with EVOS right now?
I think they've lost all the synchronization, all the chemistry, all the coordination that they had in the first few weeks. Going through rosters like the way that EVOS have been doing is weird. Again, when we saw the EVOS lineup, a lot of people seem to bring this up a lot without knowing the context. Yes, they were able to get that miracle run with a new lineup, but that was the lineup that they promoted up for them all played together in MDL for the longest time. They played with each other even before that. Previous EVO season was with that lineup. So here it's completely different where we see different components to the lineup shifting back and forth. Natko was the mid laner, XP was Reggie, and Erlan was gold. Natko got swapped up for Swaylo, Reggie got swapped up for Natko, Erlan got swapped out with Brands. You're not changing the full lineup. You're not changing at least the trio mid. The trio mid itself is changing, the XP is changing, and the gold. There is nothing that stays the same. What's the stability here for EVOS? They've been rotating too much of their roster. If they wanted to, they would have to go with a team that's already kind of built that chemistry, which they had at the start. Changing too many things. I think I'll accept the Swaylo change. That's about it. The Reggie change, well, he did get married, so they kind of had to agree to that. But this is the outcome that we're going to see right now. And the fact that they're still choosing between Brands and Erlan, I really hope they don't. I really hope they just stick to one. Again, if it's Brands, it's Brands. If it's Erlan, it's Erlan. But stick to one, God damn it. We're in week 7. There's no more time for experimentation. There's no more time to see who's better. You got to decide.
By the way, if EVOS loses here, their chances for a playoff run is going to be down to a thin air. Like, they have to rely on other teams' results up top. So obviously you don't want to have someone else decide your fate. You want to decide your fate by your own. So EVOS, of course, 4-game losing streak. They want to end it now. But enough for EVOS. Team Liquid ID. Again, critics towards Aaron Chicky saying it's not been the same. But lately, I feel like it's been a better version of himself. I mean, Team Liquid ID, they are able to clench on a momentum, a 2-game streak right now. What do you think is the main contributing factor to Team Liquid ID's resurgence lately?
I mean, they just individually started really performing better. Again, a big critique that people had was that where was the individual flair? That's a big thing about Team Liquid ID. They work well as a team, but individually, there's always that moment where you're like, dang, that guy just made a play. Oh, that's the play. You know, that guy made his own outplay, you know, aside from the whole team outplay. But you haven't really been seeing that. Now you're seeing more of that. So I don't know if that's a confidence issue. I don't know if that's a communication issue. Whatever it is, they just seem to be more in the game now. Like they're at least closer to their prime MPL winning selves. And I think that's a big deal here, especially with all the other teams and the level of competition in general rising, right? You're seeing that same similar effect popping up here and there from even rookies. For example, Make-Kids from Geek Fam, right? These players are no longer that concerned about making individual outplays mechanically, right? So if Team Liquid ID want to really assert their dominance again, they're going to need the team outplay, but also the individual outplay even more than now.
I'd argue that TLID and EVOS are basically in the same boat because TLID themselves are indecisive. Are they going to play Kyo? Are they going to play Iron Shiki? So for now, it feels like, you know, there's still a debate between those two gold laners. But it feels like Kyo, when given the chance, he delivers very well. Iron Shiki, we expect the best out of him because he was in this lineup that won MPLID season 14. He was lineup that played in the grand finals of M5 or M6. I'm sorry. So. Yeah, these things do happen, and Aaron Shiki slowly but surely is getting to his best, but Kyo is a real contender.
Hey, even when Kyo was playing for TLID, I have stuck to my opinion that Aaron is the better gold lane. Like, Kyo is very defensive, he's a safe kind of player, and they needed that for a time, but now, if they're really looking for the title, I think they gotta go with Aaron. I think they figured that out as well. Week 6, they started playing Aaron Shiki, he started going full spicy mode again. Don't know what clicked inside of him, but we're seeing the old Aaron back. We saw him beat BTR as well. Let's see what the world, by the way. I'm a big fan of Aaron. The way he plays, the way he talks, mainly the way he talks. I want to see Aaron. I think we all know right now that Aaron is better than Kyo.
He walks his talks. By the way, did we just hear Ade Setiawan voting for Liquid?
Wow, because,
I don't know.
Boys,
I misheard, but
if they lose here, their next match is up against Onyx, EVOS. So, not some, oh man, Onyx are looking good. They're looking better than good. They're looking great.
Better than great?
Great. Greater than ever. They're looking greater than
ever. Hey.
Yeah, it is a steep hill, or a tall hill to climb for EVOS, obviously. But now, take a look at the audience topic voting. What does TLID need to do to revenge their defeat against EVOS? The first leg. A, screening Reggie's movement. B, force EVOS to pick Assassin. Or C, pressure Albert's jungle. 50% of the votes goes to C. So obviously, you know, even the cavalries at home, they know that Albert can be deadly with the Assassin.
Yeah, and they know that Team Liquid ID, they have a real chance to pressure. I mean, with Witty kind of getting better in shape, having that aggression even more. You have to remember, this is a guy that played the Khaleeds and all that. You know, he is fully capable of playing those aggressive style roamers. So if the whole game plan is literally, hey, Albert's a problem, shut him down. Team Liquid ID, in theory, have all the tools necessary to gain that mid dominance, to gain the trio mid rotational advantage. And if they get a good draft that's allowing them to be that aggressive, especially in the early levels, Albert's in for a huge problem.
Yeah, Albert, obviously the talk of town as of now. And yeah, like realizing that EVOS has 2 more tough matches to go. Today against TL, ID, next week against Onyx. It is going to be a tall climb, a tall ordeal for them. For TLID, it's also about maintaining momentum because as of now, they are in the middle, you know, the middle zone of the regular standings, of the regular season standings. So they need this win as much as EVOS do.
They do. So it comes down to that right now. For TLID, they're also our Indo reps, so a bit more pressure if you guys think about it.
Yeah.
Congrats. The official SEA Games that'll be in Thailand. So again, very, very good luck to our representatives.
Good luck for our Indo representatives, but of course, to represent the blue and white, the white tigers, EVOS, Reggie, Albert, way low. Oh! It's Brand with Key alongside him.
Jerking everyone there with Erlan showing up for the interview. It's Brand's back in the picture.
King Jablan will be the one deployed today. Which side will we see of this coin? Mr. Bombastic or will it be Fantastic? Ladies and gentlemen, fighting for playoffs, fighting to get out of the red zone. It's EVOS!
Kylian Mbranspe is in the arena right now. And obviously, sometimes it feels like flipping a coin when you see this guy on your screen.
There really has, you know, a very stark contrast between his best performances and his worst. But right now, coming up against them today, oh, it is indeed going to be Aaron. It's the good old Team Liquid lineup.
So no Erlan versus Aaron Shiki matchup.
Nope, but we will see this. How poetic, ladies and gentlemen. Who better than the young Stallions again? They were able to wipe the chance to playoffs for EVO just last season. Can they do it again? Welcome to the stage, the defending champions of Indonesia, Team Liquid ID.
The cavalry is here taking charge on to this dying night for EVOS. It is a dying night for TLID. It is a night of resurgence for them to climb up the rankings, to climb up the standings. And of course, the brains behind this operation, Coach Caleb with Avila. And SDL with Facehugger. Hug your face?
Hugger face? Well, the ever so insightful Avil here, very aware about what his team requires. We've seen some of the insight come through in the interviews after and before the game. At the same time, though, saying to Lucas, this is a coach that has the respect of a lot of different players and coaches as well. He's shown to have that flexible drafting phase of his own. And again, with a team like Team Liquid ID, with this roster, there's so many things you can do in the drafting phase. So Avil has to be very careful here. He needs to be ready for all the curveballs that Team Liquid ID has prepared for them.
Yep. Obviously, EVOS, their drafts has been, it's a mix of everything. TLID, a lot of critics have been thrown onto their drafts as well, but so far, it looks like they're preparing for their best battle of the gold laner, Jonin versus Chunin. So
interesting.
I think the Jonin here is supposed to be Brands, isn't it?
No, it is Aaron. Aaron has made it to the playoffs. Aaron has made it to a grand final of a world championship. It's Brands who finds himself, even though he is the veteran, outclassed.
Age is just a number, they say. And as for the statistics, not too shabby for both goal laners, but obviously Aaron Chiki does have the upper hand here if we're talking about what he has been through for the last couple of years. And the TLID, it's all about banking on Aaron Chiki to perform as well.
He certainly looks amped right there, eager to really start this game going, get those aggressive picks, go for the outplays. He is still, for now, the not-so-spicy gold laner. The stats hasn't really been kind to him, but again, he's also been trading places with Kyo. And we do believe that when the going gets tough, this guy has the experience, this guy has an aggressive mindset to win out the lane. And in fact, against Brands of all people, I think this is a matchup that a lot of people would really favor Aaron in. We all know that Brands is liable to make some mistakes in the laning phase. That's always been a way that some players haven't been able to take advantage of his tendencies.
Yep, and Brands, of course, his stats not too shiny as well because he has just been reinstated to the EVOS lineup in MPLID Season 15. He was one of the game changers back when EVOS made it to MSC. But for now, he has to fight his spot back. The keys to victory, though, for TLID, Hirashi.
By the Samsung Galaxy S25 series here, punish Tuelo's predictable movement. Predictable in the sense that he's always aggressive, so he's going to be looking to make plays happen. Punish that for sure if you prepare for it, and give the Harith and focusing more on limiting Brands' marksman heroes. We haven't seen Brands really deliver on the Harith pick. He's always been known as the king of the marksman. Marksman is where he shines. So if they want to really give Brands that pick, force him out of his comfort zone just because it's meta, they could use that to kind of trap EVOS in a bad situation. For EVOS, step out of their comfort zone, Kimi, because secure a safer game for EVOS. And not being overhyped doesn't mean oversafe. You have to find that delicate balance here of wanting to be that aggressive style, wanting to use that assassin in the jungle, that pick-off hero in the hands of El Momento Key, but also understanding when to actually pump the brakes and wait for the right moment to really get a decisive end to the games.
Yeah, the aggressiveness has been toned down for EVOS, but for EVOS, they have the first pick and they will pick up second pick. So 40% win rate. What does this say?
They actually will pick first pick. Away team first pick. So it's like, Liquid went for second. Which is interesting. As a home team, usually we see teams go for blue more. But Liquid have been finding more success on red, technically. They've been reactive in the drafts.
Their reactions onto the draft, like you said, has been very, very sublime. For EVOS though, Albert particularly, I haven't seen much of his killer instinct so far. In the last few weeks he has been playing. Yesterday, the loss in that Classical Derby was indeed a punch to the face. Do you think he can recover from that loss?
I mean, it's definitely possible, but that's where the question lies, right? After such a devastating loss up against another, rival in the league so far. Let's see how it plays out, man. This is the drafting phase for game number 1, presented by the official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S25 series.
Yep, Harith banned out. They don't want to pick it up themselves. They don't want it in the hands of Aaron Chiki as well, so take it out to Matilda as well. The Granger and the Luo Yi now banned out by TLID. Last two bans will probably go to the Assassins. That is a possibility because both players, respectively for EVOS and TLID in the jungle area, are one of the best Assassin players we could have in MPLID.
Yeah. So far, Key actually has 100% win rate on the chip, so I wonder if TLID will take the chip away. They've already picked up the Luo Yi and the Granger EVOS. Last man will be... Wow! So many bans onto Aaron Shiki. And look at the second one. It's a Harith. This is a big point of criticism, I would say, for EVOS, and especially EVOS when they play with Brands. Brands hasn't really been able to play that well on anything that's not a marksman.
Who said there are no shortcuts in
Chip,
life?
take it out. Obviously out of respect.
Wait. There's no way they leave Fanny open against Fabian. They got to first pick it.
Albert's Fanny, though. How do you think it fares against Fabian?
I think Fabian still is a cut above the rest, but Albert is definitely relevant on that Fanny, so immediately it gets picked up. We're gonna see another Fanny game today for Team Liquid ID. What is the reason that they are willing to let go of that Chin and the Fanny, sorry. The Kimi and the Kalea. Good flex right here, technically for both these picks.
Fanny picked up by EVOS. It's a Kalea and Kimi. So obviously a safer approach to the game. Go for the Kimi to scale and the Kalea with the point-and-click CC to have the fights going, to bail your team from a skirmish. And for EVOS, they have options in the mid lane. The Juicin is available for Suelo if he wants it to. Or maybe the Marksman before it gets banned out, because again, like you said, Bronze has been struggling in terms of the hero pool he has in the Marksman in the gold lane.
I think a fighter along with the Marksman will be a great idea here. Something that can still be flexed around, just to be a bit more elusive. Want to be a Gadokacha and a Bruno.
Bruno?
Interesting. More chunk against the Kimi. Yeah. Gadokacha does better against physical, but against the Kimi here, EVOS has selected this Gatot. Again, there is flex potential, but most likely it won't really go on in the roam position. I think we've seen Ki perform with this Gatot. Doesn't really seem to be his style, right? It's more of a counter engager. He's not really as proactive in the early game. With the Bruno though, I'm interested to see like what the idea is behind that. If they feel like the Kimi is going to the gold lane, is that it? They want a strong Bruno to deal with the Kimi? Oh boy, with the Suyo selected here for Team Liquid ID, I gotta say, man, I think Team Liquid ID's draft is a bit more confusing, and it's also a bit more flexible and even more effective now in the current meta.
The power couple, we got Sasuke and... Whoa, our captain, EVOS! Captain Psychos is in the building watching EVOS from the stands. Well, I'm trying to read what he's saying, but I can't, unfortunately. I'm very sorry, folks. Yeah, back to it. Power couple, Sasuke and Sakura together in the same team. Bans for Liquid. Ages, both have picked it up. They've been listening to a lot of KB.
Yep, Kimi is obviously, you know, you have defensive measures against the Kimi if you pick up the Lolita, so maybe TLID is trying to hinder that from happening. For EVOS, 2 bans left, the Beatrix taken out. They're shutting down Aaron Shiki's picks. Like the Herod, the Moskov is gone, Beatrix gone as well, Granger's not available, so it's getting hard.
Well, back then, the Aaron, one of the things that made him so difficult to kind of deal with is the fact that he was able to play a variety of different gold laners. Remember, the Alice gold lane, the Ruby gold lanes. Why not a Kimi gold lane? I think it's still very much within his potential here to go for it. And the fact that Team Liquid ID are willing to expand a ban here just to ensure that the Kimi has that much better of a game, I feel like it makes sense if that pick goes to Aaron Shiki. So EVOS, is this an oversight? Are they predicting too much right now? Banning more gold laners? Because they have to try and make sure that the Fanny for Albert has room to play as well. There's still picks like the Badang that can really be a big issue, a big problem, a big hurdle for the Fanny to get over.
Yeah, the Fanny needs protection, and a Badang ban here would make sense if EVOS wants to take that route. Meanwhile for, EVOS, they ban out the Badang, TLID now, left scratching their heads on what could possibly deal with this Fanny. Options. Phobius picked up by TLID.
They're looking to play for the first neutral objective, try to snowball out of control, and then steal purple number 3, probably in the game. So for EVOS, they gotta get some really good mid laner, or mid lane prio. But what is it gonna be? Farsa?
I mean, especially against the Kimi, it's really a lot easier said than done. They need someone with good wave clear, but also good growling potential in the early game. Something like Aloy comes to mind, but unfortunately not available right now. It's banned by Team Liquid ID. Something like the Valen, maybe?
Wow.
But no good ultimates either. That doesn't sound right.
Wow,
maybe the Tsunami Slam. Oh, yeah. And Glue.
I thought they would just go for the Zas, knowing how much dive there is, but I don't know. Suelo on the Eve hasn't been too good. And there's still a chance they go Faramis, by the way. I guess that's why. They go Eve in case Faramis comes out. So, okay, I see it. I understand it now.
I see it. Well, again, they really want to go with the Faramis here. Even with the Eve, I don't know if they're playing on snowballing, right? Making sure that there's no frontliner for EVOS is still a bit more valuable than, you know, the chances of being caught in the real world manipulation. I feel like that's a risk that Team Liquid ID can take if they really want to. Won't be fatal for them. But in 3 seconds, we're going to see the reveal here. Is it going to be a Kimi gold lane, Kimi mid?
Farsa. Yep. Kimi gold. Kimi against the Bruno.
A day full of throwbacks, man. Once again, we're seeing this long-forgotten style. The long-range artillery in the mid lane. This used to be the thing, right? Farsa for Eve, Eve for Farsa.
So, they have a Eve to deal with the Suyo, but the rest of them... Well, I guess Gadokacha does magic too in blue.
Yep.
Alright then.
Well, we'll have to see. Let's take a look at the picks in the draft index. more slightly leaning towards EVOS as of now, but we'll have to see in Lanadon as we will close out week number 7 with this match. A match full of fate-deciding turnarounds. It is EVOS versus TLID game number 1.
Will EVOS end week 7 at 7th place? That's the big question here. Albert on a Fanny.
A very dangerous hero in the right hands. Albert definitely has style, has flair, has aggression. He's gonna be required to dodge around all his crowd control tools if he wants to get his hands onto that backline artillery. If he wants to get to Yehezkiel and get him out of the game. On the other hand, for Fabian, on the Suyo, not gonna be as straightforward of a path for him to get to Suelo. Look at this gold lane, man. Whoa, Aaron is just hosing Brands down.
Yeah. What is a ball to a laser blazing gun?
Yep, not much. That's what it is.
Oh, I think Suelo just stole that Litho, by the way. Void Blast, definitely a great tool in the early game. Whoa, Albert.
Great cancel from Midi there. The peel for Yehezkiel, but it's still going to be a flicker used by Yehezkiel. Aaron will play it safe now. See the Fanny starting to get online on the cables.
That's a flicker though, expended by Widdy. So at least, you know, EVOS has that information on towards the objective take later on. Albert, level 4 already onto himself. TLID, at least they have a peeling tool to stop this Fanny from just cabling around, and Widdy.
Technically a healing tool, but if Widdy is going to be forced to just play defense again and again, that's a huge tool taken away from their aggressive arsenal. That means that when it comes down to a dance, Aran is going to be the main engage tool. Now he can do so, but in general, against a team that can adapt, you don't want to have predictable moves in your game plan. So if you're going to rely only on the Phobius for engage tools, I feel like that's a bit too predictable. They got to alternate it. They got to plan exactly for every single fight. Is it the Phobius' turn or is it the Kalia's turn to really shut down the Fanny or go for a pick?
Reggie will have to pop the spread. Widdy is very close to level 4, Key already level 4. So advantage for EVOS. Aran getting the in front of pursuit. Double time. Reggie caught in the bad spot again. Aran will continue the push. Key walks up and it will be free for Fabian. Widdy with the knock. That's it. Just a turtle.
Oh, not even close. TLID. Regardless of what happened to Widdy burning his spells, they have an easy streak. Take the turtle. And EVOS now left behind. And these two gold laners are just going to be left on an island up top.
For now, at least, a couple more items. Oh, Aran
with the retreat too. Whoa, Aran's doing a lot of damage, actually forcing Albert back, but he does have to burn the flicker.
Oh boy.
Of course, top predictions by the new application. Go pay again. A lot of votes for TLID, but wait a minute.
Tsunami Slam, everything thrown at him. Widdy takes the kill with a concussive blast and a few shots, a few punches.
You're seeing again why EVOS aren't really willing to go for the fight right there. The Phobias in the early game, so dangerous. And of course with Widdy, oh,
cut down by Albert with the cutthroat.
Just like that. He made it look simple. Wow. Dude, everyone did not know what hit him. I was saying that Team Liquid ID, they have all this danger. They have the Kalia. They can also do a lot of damage and heal at the same time. But if EVOS make the plays there when Team Liquid ID are not grouped up together, doesn't matter. And Albert has shown that he has what it takes to take Aaron Shiki out before he can even react.
Yeah, at least the burst potential is there. Especially when I talk about a Kimmy. Sure, it can kite. It can poke you in the back. The mobility when faced against this Fanny. And Kimmy is going to have a hard time.
Right, seeing the rotations here to the bottom lane. Fabian, Albert showdown.
Blade Surge just to escape. EVOS with better control over the bottom side of the map. He already charging the taunt. We'll be able to find Fabian. Suelo just with the Void Blast. Aran trying to go for it. Widdy. Tsunami Slam. Not going to be used just yet. There's a Purify out. The RWM will be used just to get Fabian a kill. Blade Surge. Locking him down. Aran able to get Albert caught in that shoulder bash. It's a double for Fabian. It's going to be a triple for Fabian. Now only Reggie left to deal with the Usurper. He won't get his Maniac, but it's Yehezkiel on the board.
Again, the lone stallion running rampant and just charging towards the White Tigers. Albert going in again.
Uh-oh, able to get shut down. Well played to Albert.
Immediate confidence right there. Immediate dive in to try and get Fabian, punishing him for the aggression, punishing him for trying to steal away the orange buff. That was dangerous though. If Team Liquid ID were prepared for it, they could have really punished Albert. So seeing moments like that, maybe Team Liquid ID can kind of predict and start planning on how to deal with Albert, because they know he's coming in headstrong.
It feels like, as of now, EVOS don't have enough damage to fight TLID, unless they have Albert with their side, in their side. And for now, Albert will be the main player to just cut down through TLID's defenses in the backline. And a glowing wand ready for Sway Low. Just try to have that anti-regen.
Tsunami Slam, AOG has able to flicker out, finding the feather airstrikes while he does so. Widdy able to go back now. Cables! Albert in the back, Widdy's able to sustain, but will be cut down. Aran gets 2 on the board for the CC, but he will fall. 2 for 1 in favor of the Tigers.
2 for 1 there. Team Liquid ID, they tried to go for the aggression, but EVOS has the better amount of damage. Ooh, Albert taking a lot of damage there too. That's gonna be the mid turret forced away by EVOS, but Team Liquid ID doing a great job trading. We know that Fabian, at least back then in the prime Team Liquid ID days, this is what he's really good at. He can get those kills. They can also translate immediately the time spent into an objective, into a steal, and the likes of it. But without the mid turret now, Team Liquid ID are running out of safe zones to run away from Albert.
Let's see. This turtle already contested. Aran's gonna be the one holding it in, but Witty actually able to dodge away from that. Very close to a hit.
Yep, still a dance for EVOS. They don't want to rush this. So far, Albert will be the one to recall. TLID will pounce forward slowly. They have all 5 members here, so the damage is in their pockets. EVOS will try to clear mid side. You know, Fabian will always have that tool to just slip into the turtle and maybe steal it, you know, with the Soul Sever as well. Key with the Athena ready. So at least more match production on his side.
They're just going to give it away. Shades of old TLID. They're just going to go for the trade, but there's not much to trade on the board. Manny picks up a turtle.
Across map, down bottom, they're trying to shove this wave onto the tier 1 turret down bottom. So I think TLID might be able to get this, but up top, Albert also responds this with another turret as well.
In fact, the topside jungle here for Team ID is denied. With Key in the picture there, Fabian does not want to risk it. Now both teams grouping together, potentially for a clash in the mid lane. Earlier we saw that it favors EVOS, man. More ways for them to actually output the damage, and they're going in AOG.
Oh, doesn't land though. Would be a wasted engage from Key.
Yeah. That's a big resource.
Yeah, a bit ambitious there, the AOG.
It's like there's also scouting towards the purple buff of Fabian, technically. If the purple buff was there, I think EVOS would have made a move to really zone him out, denied from him. But Fabian was able to secure it earlier already. Still playing it safe, still having the gold advantage actually, despite actually, no, both teams actually equal when it comes down to the turrets.
And we've talked about how Albert has been the main character for the first 8 minutes, 9 minutes approaching so far. But aside from Albert now, and maybe later on Brands as the Bruno just scales onto the late game, what is EVOS' winning condition here, Rashi?
EVOS' winning condition? Yeah. If they can get Brands a bit more ahead here, aside from just Albert, that would be ideal. Because Albert getting kills is great. Snowballing family is always good for your team, but they need something more consistent for the late game, right? That's where Brands would supposedly come in with that Bruno, by all means. And they have the tools available to protect the Bruno when he's outputting the damage, so that has to be the next angle. But with that conceal, Aran already exposed though. That's the benefit of the Yeve, man. You can just throw spells out and it just stops a lot of movements from your opponents.
Yeah, at least they have something to check the bush. TLID, their conceal play halted. Meanwhile, Brand's just farming. Now Shiki has the Holy Crystal ready, so at least the Kimmy does have the damage. The fight breaks out. The Sky Piercer also ready to go. And now, Lord spawned. TLID still waiting in the wings slowly. But at least EVOS, they have Prio up top. The wave is pushing towards them. They can get this Lord if they want to.
Aaron already has a Sky Piercer and a Holy Crystal, by the way, so good flicker from Reggie. Really good awareness there.
Like you were mentioning, Mirko, power spikes are running in through. The Lightning Truncheon just completed for your head skill as well. Unfortunately for Aran, he only has the Dreadnought armor, no Radiant armor just yet. So he's really expecting all the damage coming through him to be physical. He thinks that Sway Low will have his focuses elsewhere. That's a bold move for sure. But Team Liquid ID are now going for the threat. And look at this pull coming through, man. EVOS.
P brought back in. Aaron Shiki getting the poke down. Reggie in the back does not have the flicker. Cannot go for the slam, spread combo. Not the instant one. Both teams disengage.
Reset. Look at the items coming in for EVOS. Radiant armor and also the Melodic Roar for Albert. It's going to help him cut down the tanky members of TLID.
But the airstrike to the back, Heat charging in. That's going to be 2 members locked in. Tsunami Slam with a real relation into the back line. Not going in by Aaron Shiki. He's able to play with the front to back. Albert caught there. It's going to be the stun. Flame of Faye finds him with the Blade Surge. 2-4-2. XP Jungle down for XP Rome.
Might have been a bit over-ambitious by EVOS right there. They sent Albert in, but there was protection available in the back lines. For EVOS, they were able to actually protect Brands, allow him to just free hit onto Aran. He was nowhere tanky enough to withstand that damage, but now without Albert, they go make a play for Fabian.
The airstrike over to Brands. Oh, whoa, Soul Sever! And the feathered airstrike! Jabran didn't know what hit him.
Oh, gone in mere seconds. EVOS lose 2 of their pillar members, and TLID might run for this Lord. Only Reggie here. Albert's down bottom, clearing that orange camp. So it looks like this Lord is free for the taking.
8 seconds on the retribution, but EVOS don't know that. And it's perfect for the purple if they want to go for it. It's up. Aran is scouting. Further airstrike takes Sway Low. It's a half.
Yeah, so far the Farsa is untouchable.
I mean, look at it. There's so many ways for Team Liquid ID to actually output long-distance crowd control. The fact is, EVOS, they're only relying mainly on Reggie to threaten anyone to move in the front lines. Key has been playing it very defensively. And this is something that we said might not really favor EVOS. For Team Liquid ID, oh man, look at what they're able to do here. They can go for poke damage, they can go for pickoffs, and they can again engage using Aran or Witty. They're always keeping EVOS guessing, especially Albert, man. Albert is not having a good time when it comes down to looking for opportunities in the middle of these fights. There's always something up the sleeves of Team Liquid ID just for him.
The cooldown now is very short on that airstrike, so man, Yeskel always will have that zoning tool to just dissuade EVOS from pushing forward. And so far, it's gonna pop again. They're gonna get the tier 2 turret.
The siege tools, man, really favoring TLID. And out of nowhere, 3,000 gold lead. This is looking like Season 14 TLID, you know, waiting for their power spikes, calculations, and then the big explosion, the big climax.
What? That was even without the Enchanted Talisman, so
yeah,
the cooldown is short.
It's also the fact that it feels really short, but Yehezkiel is also using it at the right moments, at the right time. It just seems to always be ready when Team Liquid ID needs it. And Team Liquid ID seems to also be moving in to aggressive zones when they know that Yehezkiel has that as an option. Oh, Suelo already half HP.
Purify.
No Purify as well. Purple taken.
Oh, they're just scavenging the remains of EVOS at this point. This is hard to recover from. I mean, TLID, they're getting their items. They're on the power spike and 71%. Real-time victory rate compared to EVOS is 29%. Is this done and dusted, or EVOS, do they have like a late-game plan they want to really try to achieve?
Unfortunately, in a straightforward way, I don't think they have a direct way to just win out and scale better in the late game. Technically, brands can chunk harder. Oh!
Fabian, just flexing on him right as he dodges away. He gets the Queen's Wings too, by the way, so you saw that damage reduction.
Yeah. If EVOS are going to win, I guess they can only rely on brands maybe, because crits are going to hit you harder than the continuous spray of damage from Aaron on the Kimmy. But aside from that, it has to be some kind of fanny outplay. And so far, Team Liquid ID is doing a great job. Even like how they move here, every single one of their vulnerable members are always walking around with Aran or Witty as an escort. So there's no real easy way for Albert to find anything. He might be resorting to go for some kind of split push maneuver here, but Team Liquid ID, with the control, already pressuring for this Lord.
Yeah, Witty has been very, very good at shadowing his carries. And look at what he's going to do. Tsunami Slam!
For the airstrike, Reggie able to flicker out Key, and able to go to the AOG, and it's Fabian with the Soul Sever and the Retribution. Now the AOG lands. Oh, Aaron Cheeky doesn't flicker out though. Fabian caught the bad spot, mounted on. Albert jumps in, and Reggie finds the kill. But Aaron is untouchable. Still free hitting in the back as Alan tries his best to tank it up. Another mount coming down. It's going wild. But TLID are the ones with the Lord.
Mr. Fantastic is here, and the Bruno late game damage is finally doing something.
That's the Pass Claws, Berserker's Fury, Malefic Gun already, and a Wind Talker immediately after. He just wants that DPS, dude. Finally, a Rose Gold completed for him as well. Hey, look at ID. They can still get value from this Lord, even though it gets cleared out. But in future, trading 1 for 3, even if you get the Lord, cannot be the play for them. They have to go for something a bit more calculated.
And of course, Albert will work on the side lanes, just trying to shove the minions further up top. TLID feels like they were shaken by that fight. Suelo.
Suelo? What the hell was that? Oh man! He had to go in to help, and now he's dead too.
What was that? Suelo?
What? I think he was expecting 1 or 2 members, not the whole team to be there. Oh man, he severely underestimated Team Liquid ID, and now look at this. They're pushing into the base.
With a feather airstrike, Reggie already spread. Mid lane here, base, turret taken down. And now they just dive into them. Albert trying to save the day right now as Aaron dives in deep. Maybe everybody immortality, as that's going to be Albert taken down by Aaron Shiki. Suelo coming back up top. It's going to be another base turret for TLID. Suelo, that mistake has costed the team. He's going to have to do some deep digging to come back now.
Oh my god, that mistake costed them. The inner turret's gone now. Franz was the last pillar to stand and defend the base. TLID, they deem it enough, but Reggie is too far, but he's fine.
By all means, there's still great defensive capabilities here for EVOS. With the Bruno and the Eve, they can defend pretty well, but they cannot afford to lose a member like that. I really thought that he was trying to, you know, threat. He's trying to show Team Liquid ID that, hey, I'm not scared. We are gonna threaten you instead. But in that situation, especially when Aaron Shiki has a clear line.
Oh, hang on a second. Okay, trying to go the cancel, into the cancel. AOG canceled twice, and he will fall. 7 seconds for the Lord. It's an evolved one. The timing of EVO's stats have been perfect for TLID to capitalize.
Yeah. No engage tool for EVOS. -1 frontline as well. It's just going to be Reggie tanking all the damage here for EVOS. They're chancing it. They're thinking of this. TLID, they blitz it down.
There's no way EVOS can play and fight without Gatot Kacha.
Yeah. Just like that, unfortunate series of events there for EVOS. Of course, they conceded without contest. They're trying to find a way to still get this purple buff as well. But Team Liquid ID definitely want to push their advantage even more here. And oh boy, it's looking rough. There is a Yves and a Bruno on the side of EVOS, but for Team Liquid ID, again, the Kimi and the Farsa probably isn't really as much kill ring, but I don't know, it's just more burst technically against EVOS. So the spacing between the backline is going to be so important here, because if EVOS overstep a little bit, if they can chunk too low before the Lord is even in the picture, it's looking dangerous. But Team Liquid ID are ready. Going to try and escort this Lord.
This is an evolved Lord, ladies and gentlemen. It might as well be the end of the game. Winter Crown used, but we did not use the Tsunami Slam. Reggie caught in the bad spot, able to go for spread spin. AOG to the backline as he has kills. So survive now. That's going to be Brands. Still free hitting on the Lord. Lord dealt with already, but look at the front line. Tsunami Slam, Alvarado cannot survive that. Fabian with a dive back and the Soul Sever. Aaron Chicken flickering forward to get the shutdown and a triple. It's going to be another for Reggie falling. Aaron Chicky gets the Maniac.
A Maniac to close game number 1. Aaron Chicky is back. But for EVOS, it is tough. They have a hill to climb.
Yikes. 1-0 for Team Liquid ID in dominant fashion there. It was looking so close, so competitive. Back and forth for both teams. And then the crumbling started for EVOS, and Team Liquid ID wastes no time and trampled all over them.
Oh, yikes.
What happened? Just sway low. What was that?
It feels like most of the mistakes happening is always EVOS getting picked off one by one. It was keyed on bottom, sway low. I thought for a second he dozed off, like he was just not in focus, and he just evaporated.
That's an explanation that some people would accept, dude. It just seemed like such a spoof moment. And it was so close, so equal before that. Man, but Team Liquid ID did a great job just shutting down all the avenues of success for EVOS, man. Albert, you know, the key to victory here, the tip of the spear for EVOS, completely shut down. No small part thanks to Aran and Witty. Even in that last base fight, Albert was mid-air, mid-cable, and he just got yoinked with the Tsunami Slam into his doom, into his demise, dude.
Yeah, Reggie, I think Reggie communicated that he baited out the Tsunami Slam. Maybe that's why Albert went in. Because it looked weird, right? It was kind of unnecessary already. Lord was already taken down. They could have played it a bit slower. But maybe he thought, all right, no Tsunami Slam, I could go in here.
Yeah. I mean, Brands was clearing the wave on bottom. He had the damage. He had the burst potential DPS to just take down the members of TLID. But again, the game-changing tool was that Tsunami Slam, hands of Witty.
I think the game-changing tool was this.
This one.
What?
What was he doing?
That reminded me of the Mia Lemon one. But at least Lemon can go invisible with Mia.
That's true.
Sway low, it's as honest as can be. It's like, have me.
I'm here. Among a plane exists the equilibrium.
Oh my god.
But now, of course, for your MVP POTG player of the game is Witty with the Kalia again, just being the front man, the front line, the main man to stop all the engages coming in from EVOS, either the Tsunami Slam or just basically shadowing his carries to stop them from being taken down.
And it's the switch that makes it so difficult for EVOS. Is he on defense duty or is he on offense duty? You never really know which Witty you're gonna get. And with that factor there, along with Aran, they're just able to just keep going for a lot of really valuable fights here. And Albert, you know, when the fights are starting to slip away from them, I feel like is pressured a bit more to just try and go in, try and make something happen. And that's when he gets punished for it immediately. So, man, even here, I think Brands, I don't know, wasn't really used to the Kimi damage. I feel like right there, the idea was he wanted to call for an engage. He used the ultimate, and the AOG was used before. I believe it was used, already channeled, before Australia got taken out. But they were really banking on Team Liquid ID getting confused, getting caught off guard with a real manipulation. But this is a team with experience, dude. They just said, cool, nice ulti, bro, and just gun him down immediately.
So conclusion, a lot of miscommunications?
Honestly, definitely some miscommunication, that's for sure.
There too, by the way, never mind. It wasn't miscommunication, I feel. Witty just played it really well. Saw the position that Witty was holding. It was away from the team, it wasn't with the team. It was looking for the escape of the Fanny. And that's why he was able to catch Albert. So there you go, a replay in.
Yeah. Don't forget the Wind of Nature built in by Aaron there as the final item. That really also won them the fight. Because we've talked about how Brands on the Bruno, like 3 hits and any kind of squishy character, any kind of Farsa, any kind of Kimi gets deleted. But knowing that, everyone went with the wind of nature, and in the final fight, if you pay attention, he was just tanking all those shots and just zoning brands out. If he was allowed to actually output some real damage without that wind of nature getting in the way, I feel like it would have been closer. I think eventually Team Liquid ID were still going to get it done, but it would have been a much closer type of situation.
Man.
Well, it feels like for Albert as well, the Fanny just fell out of relevance in the late game because it was so hard for him to pinpoint a target in the hands of TLID. I mean, you got to go through a Phobius, and then there's a Kalea, and there's a Suyo who's very sly and very elusive.
Don't forget the Kimmy as well, dude.
The Kimmy!
That's right near the top side of the Lord pit.
Yeah.
He was actually doing well until he got caught with that traction pulse. And just like that, he was like, oh wait, where am I? What happened? He lost track. And he had energy for a cable. He was just confused, like, what happened? Why am I stuck?
The far side as well. Skill just had to do one thing. All he had to do was just press that ultimate button. And the whole entire squad of EVOS just scampered away. It was done, basically.
Yeah, it allows Team Liquid ID to really move forward with real like pick of threat. If Team Liquid ID were having a Yves, for instance, it really won't be as deadly, as dangerous. But with a Tsunami Slam into a Feather Airstrike, you can bet that even the tankiest of front lines for EVOS are going to be out of the fight immediately. So because of that, even if you're at the front line, you don't really feel safe being near Witty, right? That extra bit of danger behind the Tsunami Slam is what made Witty's presence so much more difficult to kind of ignore.
Wow. I'm still kind of speechless after that game. Did not expect it to play out like that, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, they were winning. Like, well, they were coming out of a winning team fight. With Brands doing really good work, with them being able to shred through the front line. Oh, man. Maybe if the loser's interview comes up, and if EVOS do lose here, I want to know the thought process behind that play. Maybe get Swaylo in there and just ask him, what was it, right? Because what was the vision there?
Maybe he froze.
Was it a mistap? Or was it actually his own calculation?
I think it's actually catch him off guard, get the AOG, and get that combo in and win the fight. Yay, happy ending. But that is not how it went at all, dude.
It's a surprise approach by Swaylo.
Because we're talking about this at some level in Mobile Legends. It's not just about what looks good. It's also when you can catch your opponents off guard. I feel like that's something that Swaylo was trying to do. Trying to give it the benefit of the doubt here. It really is too risky though, regardless of what his intention was. Man, he was... The members of Team Liquid ID are not even on the end of the real-world manipulation. They were way like, two or three squares into the real-world manipulation. Way too close, man.
And yeah, again, the disconnect in the squad of the White Tigers. EVOS, now their fate hangs on to game number 2, because again, if they lose game number 2, it's a 2-0 practically. Liquid, they have all the privileges of enjoying climbing that ladder. But for EVOS, it's again, number 1, having to win against Onyx next week, who by the way, are in fantastic form. The best team in the world, by the way. And number 2 is the fact that they have to pin their fate on teams that are going to play. Why? Why are you laughing?
What did you say is the best team in the world?
Best team in the world? Nah, Onyx. When you have Jiraiya, when you have the legendary Sanin.
Jiraiya. That I can't disagree with. I'm a big fan of Yeb, Baba, Raja, Yeba.
Well.
Jiraiya?
Jirayeb.
Legendary. That's such a weird name.
Jirayeb. Of course, but that's a talk for another day. Going to be next week, but now for EVOS, it's all about them recollecting their focus and shifting everything to game number 2, because practically I'd say game 2 is do or die for them.
Really
for playoffs. But of course, we will toss it to Alyssa for an interview up on stage. What's happening there?
Thank you, Caster. Dan kembali bersama Alisa di sini. Dan kita sudah melihat bahwa match penutupan di minggu yang ke-7 ini semakin panas. Karena para tim pastinya berebut untuk mendapatkan tiket ke babak playoff. Namun sebelum Alisa masuk ke segmen yang tidak kalah seru, Alisa mau tes dulu dong mana suara dari The Coveries. Tidak hanya itu saja, pastinya EVOS Fam jangan mau kalah. Pertarungan yang semakin memanas, tapi akan Alisa dinginkan sejenak karena Alisa di sini bakal bagi-bagi hadiah. Ada 2000 diamonds yang akan Alisa bagikan untuk para super fans yang memahami dan mengerti tentang Mobile Legends crossover with Naruto. Dan boleh langsung Alisa invite gak sih di sini para super fans yang kayaknya udah hatam banget nih soal Naruto. Boleh dong bergabung. Bersama Alisa, boleh dong kita kasih tepuk tangan, yeay! Halo!
Halo.
Boleh dong kenalan dulu namanya siapa aja nih?
Halo, aku Andi dari EVOS Fams.
Andi dari EVOS Fams.
Saya Syahrul dari The Calvary.
Syahrul dari The Calvaries, and last but not least,
Saya Arya dari The Calvary.
Arya dari The Calvaries. 2 The Calvaries dan 1 EVOS Fams. Nah, kalian ini para penontonnya Naruto nggak?
Ya lumayan, ikutin.
Ngikutin ya?
Ikutin.
Berarti udah paham banget nih soal Naruto, apalagi yang kolaborasi dengan Mobile Legends.
Benar.
Oke, sekarang Alisa bakal bagi-bagi untuk satu pemenang aja 2000 diamonds. Dengan syaratnya harus bisa mengumpulkan 5 poin dari pertanyaan yang akan Alisa berikan. Jadi sistemnya nanti kalian rebutan dulu, masing-masing harus bikin bellnya. Nah, bellnya boleh dari karakter Naruto aja deh, silakan. Mungkin dari kamu mau apa dulu?
Tadi udah Let's sama Go sama Roar.
Oh, Let's sama Go sama Roar ya?
Ya, boleh.
Oke, kita coba dulu ya. Dan nanti Alisa bakal kasih pilihan, ada pertanyaan yang gampang, sedang, dan susah. Dan masing-masing bernilai, yang gampang ada 1 poin, yang sedang ada 2 poin, dan yang susah ada 3 poin. Oke, dapat dipahami?
Oke.
Sip, kita coba dulu ya untuk babak pertama. Boleh minta belnya?
Roar. Bella kan?
Iya, agak kepotong gitu ya. Roar itu roar gitu loh. Oke, kita coba sekali lagi ya. Oke. Babak pertama silakan.
Roar.
Kurang semangat nih, gak apa-apa. Kita kasih ke yang roar dulu deh ya. Pilih mau pertanyaan easy, medium, or hard?
Medium dulu, medium.
Medium dulu ya. Oke, kita kasih yang sedang-sedang saja. Boleh gak sih sebutin 3 skill dari Hayabusa?
Oke. Skillnya ya?
Skillnya?
Skillnya yang pertama itu ada Coach Shadow.
Oke.
Coach Shadow, terus ada Phantom Shuriken.
Oke.
Dan Shadow Kill.
Shadow Kill.
Shadow Kill.
Depannya Shadow Kill.
Apa ya namanya?
3, 2. Gak apa-apa nih Alisa. Gak apa-apa, Alisa kasih 2 poin. Yeay.
Terima kasih.
Luar biasa ya, hafal loh 3 skill dari Hayabusa. Selanjutnya, Alisa kasih giliran aja gak apa-apa, silakan. Kamu mau pilih yang easy, medium, atau hard? Medium juga. Ini gak ada yang berani hard ya, padahal langsung 3 poin loh ya. Oke, dari 5 skin Naruto di Mobile Legends, mana yang bisa didapatkan secara gratis?
Vel yang Gara.
Vel yang?
Gara.
Betul! Wow, sudah masing-masing 2 poin ya. Syahrul? Oh, kebalik. Oke, masih tadi dengan siapa, Mas?
Arya.
Arya, oke. Mas Arya, pilih mau pertanyaan yang mana?
Dari yang mudah dulu aja.
Dari yang mudah dulu aja, oke. Kita cari ya yang mudah, yang tapi paling susah ya. Sebutkan nama trio Sanin.
Waduh.
Ayo. Ini udah pertanyaan yang paling mudah loh ya.
Nggak boleh direbut, Kak.
Hah?
Nggak boleh direbut.
Waduh. Kita hitung kali ya.
Lupa.
Oke, rebut ya.
Saya.
Tahan. 1, 2, 3. Oke, Ron. Boleh deh. Agak ngagetin ya, kayak Ror gitu. Gas, Ron, silakan.
Oke, yang pertama yang Tsunade itu Siput.
Siput,
Ya,
oke.
Terus yang kedua itu yang Jiraiya itu Kodok atau Katak.
Oke.
Yang ketiga yang dipakai Sasuke sama Orochimaru itu ular.
Betul. Wow, ini benar-benar hatam sih. Tadi masih ada siapa?
Andi.
Mas Andi, oke. Mas Andi udah dapat 3 ya. Jadi sementara 3, 2, 0. Oke. Kami masih kosong, aku kasih kesempatan sekali lagi deh. Boleh pilih, mau easy, medium, atau yang susah?
Medium dulu aja. Medium.
Medium dulu ya, oke. Gak apa-apa. Apa nama kedai makanan favorit Naruto?
Ramen.
Ramen apa? Ramen apa? Harus lengkap dong, ramen apa? Nih direbut lagi nih sama si Mas Ror nih ya. Sama Mas Andi nih yang udah hatam banget. 3,
Gak tau lengkapnya.
2, 1 rebutan.
Aku? Oh iya. Ramen Ichiraku.
Ichiraku, dan jawabannya betul. Wow, ini benar-benar sudah hatam ya. Tapi masih 1 poin lagi nih ya. Jadi sekarang pertanyaannya lempar ya. Kita lempar nih untuk Mas Syahrul dulu. Silakan, mau pilih easy, medium, atau yang susah?
Yang susah.
Yang susah, oke. Kita akan buktikan apa nama buku yang dibaca oleh Kakashi Hatake. Iya, harusnya sih bisa ya dijawab ya. Ini nama-nama yang populer di Indonesia 2 kali, terus tambahin belakangnya pantai. Ini ada clue-cluenya.
Lupa lagi.
Biasa kalau nama Alisa di Indonesia dipanggil apa?
Alisa.
Nama pendeknya. Nama gemesnya, nama sayangnya.
Alicia.
Dibalik. Nih jadi
Aici apa?
Ada, Alisa dibagi Aica ya.
Apa?
Alisa. Biasanya Alisa Subandono deh, sama suaminya dipanggil apa? Ini kenapa jadi kayak acara gosip ya?
Alicia. Oh, Ica.
Udah tuh udah dikasih clue ya. Rebut lagi deh Mas Andi, bisa nggak?
Bisa.
Oke, silakan.
Oh, tapi nggak tahu. Iya.
Tahu.
Apa?
Gue ngikutin sampai Naruto udah punya anak.
Silakan.
Jawabannya Ica Paradise.
Ica Paradise, betul. Dan mutlak ya, padahal si Syaru udah aku kasih itu gosip-gosip infotainment ya. Dimenangkan oleh Adi. Gimana nih satu-satunya EVOS Fam tapi bisa menang kuis Naruto kali ini?
Ya kalau pertanyaan tentang Naruto sih udah hatam ya.
Ada hatam ya.
Bisa.
Semoga poin yang kamu kumpulkan bisa dilempar ke tim kesayangan kamu juga ya.
Amin, semoga comeback, amin.
Amin, semoga comeback dan boleh dong kita langsung berikan tepuk tangan buat Adi. Yeay. Dan ini mendapatkan 2000 diamond dan pastikan kalau teman-teman para super fans yang mau juga untuk ikutan seru-seruan bareng di MPL Arena langsung datang aja. Terima kasih banyak teman-teman semua. Dan kita akan melihat apakah di game kedua ini EVOS akan bisa comeback seperti harapannya Andi ataukah akan dibantai habis 2-0 oleh tim Liquid Indonesia. Dan kita akan langsung kembalikan saja ke para caster. Silakan caster, take it over.
Oh, Brands just lost. What are you doing the Brands pose, bro?
Brands lost, but Mbappe just scored.
Oh, if you guys are following both, that's what we're doing here too.
It's unlucky, by the way. Brands lost. But speaking of Brands in that game, by the way, he had a
remontada.
Almost a remontada.
Yeah.
Not a remontada. It's not enough for a remontada. 3 kills, it's not enough. It's not enough, mate.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, he lost the game, but he hasn't lost the match yet.
He was playing a decent game, Mr. Bruno. You know, doing his own stuff, scaling. And if you want to have fantastic hair, like this gentleman right here, you can use head and shoulders. Move on to head and shoulders, you can wipe out 100% of wet dandruff plus itchiness protection. Look at Z-Long right here. How do you think he achieved this long hair?
I don't know, how did he?
Head and shoulders.
Oh my lord, did he? What about Mia? How did she achieve this hair?
Because it was lemon.
Lemon, oh!
In the bush.
Lemon in the bush, invisible, just like all your opponents after wearing head and shoulders.
And your dandruffs.
Gonna get wiped out, bro.
The lemon flavor.
That's why he has long hair. That's why he's Z-Long.
Z-Long.
Z short.
If he had a buzz cut, it's called Z-Bald.
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 Head and shoulders.
Z-Bald.
Z-Bald. Sir Arzibald the third.
Z-Bald.
Of course,
you're going too far.
Go grab yourself head and shoulders for fantastic hair and itchiness, anti-itchiness, and dandruff. Anti-dandruff.
Well, I know one thing, CITB, that's Shefflin's in the building.
CITB.
Every time we see hair cam by head and shoulders, here it is, CITB, Shefflin.
I thought he just won his match against Navi.
It's a different Chahil.
Different Chahil.
Chahil? Different
Oh.
Chahil, wrong Chahil.
Wrong Chahil. Right?
I bet he also really enjoys a good hair cam.
Uh-huh.
Why not? Who doesn't?
It's the lemon flavored one. I don't know, Shefflin. Shefflin's only approved of the
When will
non-lemon
Shefflin
one.
start liking lemon?
When he goes on a podcast and says lemon isn't overrated.
Ah, okay.
Oh, by the way, we got a face check. Sway low. After making that big blunder with a capital B, 2 capital B's, blunder. He looks all right. Doesn't look like he's super pressured or anything.
He's smiling.
He looks normal. He doesn't look phased.
He doesn't look phased.
In a way, I hope he does. I hope he is phased by that because that was a big mistake, you know. But yeah, I'm glad he's not bringing it to game number 2. He has reset.
We're still trying to, you know, read the room, what's happening, why he froze for a second. But again, Arashi was still true to his answer. Said that he was trying to bait out the ult, and then AOG comes in. But even if that is the case, Arashi, it feels like they're disconnected. There's no communication.
Yes, exactly. That's the main part, the main thing there. Even how they were engaging and how they were fighting, it really doesn't feel as polished as how Team Liquid ID were doing it. They're gonna be first pick selection here for Game 2, Team Liquid ID. So they have a chance to pressure for the Fanny this time, same way EVOS did, so there's that to think about. I think all things considered though, they need Key on something else, because the Galakacha, we've seen great things, but it really just isn't his style, bro.
Would you say Galakacha is a momentum-based hero? Like, is it...
Momentum-based hero?
Yeah, like El Momento, right? We're talking about moments that he can create. Is Galakacha that hero? Or is it more of a, peel for your team type of hero?
I think he is a more sustain and be annoying type of hero.
Okay.
Because even when I do play the Galakacha, which I occasionally do, I like the idea that, again, I'm just in the front, I'm a full tank build, and yet I'm still doing decent damage. I just don't die because of the passive, you know, and I can escape with the AOG.
That's
so
ridiculous.
it really isn't, to me at least, the way I play it even, isn't really a big moment type deal. You're just there, being annoying, slowing everyone down, taunting people, right? But that is not what is required for EVOS right now.
That's true. And of course, going on to what could be the last drafting phase of this week. Woo! Presented by the official smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 series. A ban out of Fanny now, out of respect of Fabian. Lo Yi Greater taking out the chip as well. They don't want it in the hands of Witty.
Chip and the Fanny here. Oh, Kalea though. For Team Liquid ID, they do understand the importance of that Kalea. EVOS with one more ban here. the Loi is really banned for them by Team Liquid ID, so interesting. It might be a jungle.
Oh, Kimmy.
Oh, Kimmy.
Is it worthy of a ban though? Because we don't see much or many teams this week at least ban out the Kimmy.
I feel like actually you might see more next week when people really
realize
they see why it's so popular. They try and understand it, and once they have that moment, that DJY moment where they go, I understand it now. You can bet that this Kalia might show up. But Team Liquid ID, they get that Harith. Wow, good pick. It's a pick that Rance, in theory, is not going to be able to pilot well.
And of course, the Harith, a staple add-on Shiki pick. A pick you could always take it first. And now for EVOS, what goes against the Harith? I mean, options-wise, again, we talk about brands, limited in terms of the hero pool that he has. Quite hard for him to traverse around this, but Jawhead and Suyo. Okay, Suyo reasonable for Albert, but Jawhead, this is actually a common pick for Key that we haven't seen in so long.
Yeah, the reason why EVOS were actually so high up in the earlier weeks was this combination.
Yeah.
They were so...
Suyo Jawhead, yeah.
Yeah, Suyo Jawhead immediately. Every single time it's left open, EVOS are able to take full control. But now, this late in the season, Team Liquid ID has seen it before. They've definitely done their homework. They need to get something with good sustain. They need disruption. The Phobias is a great pick here. Worked well for Iran in the previous game as well. But along with that, what do they want here?
Joy. I think just go Joy, right? Joy would be a pretty good answer to the Suyo. Hayabusa, I guess, also comes to mind, but they just go for the Jusin instead. Risky choice, not picking a jungle up in the first phase up against a Suyo Jawhead.
And the Suyo Jawhead again, just to reinstate and reassert. There's so much potential you can have with the Suyo Jawhead, number 1 rotations. Number 2, just pure raw damage, but number 3 as well. Objective contests is so advantageous for you when you have the Suyo Jawhead. Strong combo. And like you said, it is the formula of success that EVOS had. It was also oftentimes picked up by Bigatron as well in the first early weeks of MPLID Season 15. Now for EVOS, what do they want to pick up here? A marksman? Could it be possible? Yeah, Beatrix. Against the Harith though. What do you think?
There's a chance for brands. Oh, no, sorry, for brands to make it a non-lane. Just go for the clear, basically. It's a good option because you are pretty flexible. If it comes down to a dance, you can poke with the Renner as well. Now for EVOS, they ban away the Tigreal. Seems like, I don't know, for EVOS, this is an all-in pick-off type deal, man. They're gonna launch someone with the ejector, burst him down with the Suyo and Beatrix. Right now for Team Liquid ID, I don't think there's anyone tanky enough to withstand that's the full brunt of that combo. I feel like because of that, they're looking for other ways to match that danger from EVOS, either with crowd control of their own, or just with mobility, so that the Jawhead can't really engage reliably.
Zas taken out, just trying to dissuade Sway Low from a safety pick. Plus, there's one of Sway Low's specials as well. The Zas. Tigreal though taken out as well. 2 last bans for both teams, EVOS and TLID, to conclude the second phase.
Okay, so for EVOS, are they just going to get rid of more? I wonder why they banned Tigreal, by the way, because we haven't seen a single game of Witty Tigreal. Now that makes a bit more sense. The Cho. I guess it's just Beatrix counter picks, right? Like picks that you can actually use to beat the Beatrix, to pick off the Beatrix.
Might be the case. The Cho, at least, again, like you mentioned, makes a bit more sense. They want to go for the pickoffs. They cannot allow Team Liquid ID to get the screening in. And if they go with the way of the dragon here, they can displace EVOS so far from each other that Team Liquid ID can get a bit of an edge in those fights. They end their drafting phase with an Edith ban here. Interesting. Well, it's looking more like pick-off versus full-on team fight here between Team Liquid ID and EVOS. So in that sense, Team Liquid ID needs a bit more survivability, a bit more scouting. EVOS need crowd control, right? Crowd control and another frontline, information, because they cannot use the Jawhead to scout and engage, right? They usually need someone else to handle the scouting.
Oh man, please do not reveal your mid laner here, EVOS. Or if you do, pick the Valen, because I sense a Mathilda Lucas on TLID side.
They might be baited to pick a Yves here against the Sushin.
No.
Oh, okay.
They go glue. I think that's safe enough now. There's not going to be a Lucas Mathilda, unless they still just go for it, which is...
But the Paramis roll, whoa!
Again,
the throwback.
Yeah, to match number 1.
already picked up though this time.
Yeah. Unless Paramis roam.
No, exactly, Paramis roam. What season is it?
It's not a possibility.
Probably not. Let's be real here.
Yep.
More Team Liquid ID though. What other options are here? Oh!
Haya and Gatot. Yeah. It would have 100%, I think, been the Mathilda Lucas if EVOS revealed their mid, but because they didn't, it's going to be the Haya and the Gatot Kancha.
Haya and Gatot, obviously. Good fight that they have in their sleeves for EVOS. Last pick onto their mid laner.
Yves then?
Yves, possible. especially in lane against Juice, and you can stain yourself. You can
Scouting as well. You scout,
Yep.
you find someone, you slow someone. After game 1 though, you still want to go Yi.
Hey, come on.
There's
Cut him some slack.
Hey, the wounds, have they healed is the question.
That's true.
They have.
Yes, they have. That's their ninja way, bro. They trust in their
Datebayo, believe it.
in their
Datebayo.
Shinobi brothers.
It's the Shinobi way. EVOS, again, concluding the drafts, TLID, with a 5th-round pick as well, but who do you prefer here, Rashi?
I gotta say, I feel like EVOS' draft is a bit more straightforward. Take a look at ID, their draft can work, but it's a bit more situational. You're gonna need the Phobius and the Gata to work well together with good comms, and they're gonna need the Harriet to do really well here. The Hayabusa, I mean, you know, if he's snowballing, then Sway Low is in a world of trouble.
And obviously, it is down to this. EVOS, can they force a game number 3? Or will TLID push EVOS further down the abyss? It is EVOS versus Team Liquid ID in game number 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, saying in the chat right now, is it going to be a 2-0 or 2-1? Will it be a comeback from EVOS?
See how this plays out, man. I think Team Liquid ID has more urgency this time. They do have aggressive tools of their own. Everyone's shaking on the signature habit, though, that he used to demolish other players on. That's something that EVOS definitely has to respect.
No.
The damage, though. Oof. Early game solution.
Yeah, early on you have constant damage with a DPS, with a Lantern Flare, a lift off as well. Balanced hero, I'd say. On the emblems though, Rashi.
The emblems inspire for Sway Low, giving him the extra mana regen and some mobility. The Haskill going with the Impure Rage here, along with the Tenacity. So not the Brave Smite. Not really concerned about the extra sustain. He just wants more damage, more mana. So go for the short trades here. That's an interesting option. But maybe it makes sense with how they are assuming the game's gonna go. It probably won't be. Haskill himself probably won't be the main target here with how far he can actually cover distance away from the danger zones of